Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Greenville Lions football. Tonight's opponent, the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, in a renewal of the I-30 rivalry between these two teams, which are no longer district rivals, but a great opportunity to face one another to decide who breaks the 4-4 tie. It's senior night here in Greenville, and we're checking out all the players right now, and we'll see the volleyball players, the band members, et cetera, but right now, I want to let you know that your color commentator tonight is, of course, Baseball Bentley Love, and our technical production manager, the one-man band, Matthew Middleton. Tonight's broadcast, of course, is brought to you by GEUS YouTube. So let's turn it back to Matthew, and we'll check out the rest of the seniors performing down on the field.
Number 54, Braden Match, escorted by Reggie and Ami, Aquaniz, Journey, and Reggie Match. His future plan is to become an electrician. Number 55, Nicholas Just, escorted by Patrick, Catherine, and Gregory Just. His future plan is to complete his pilot license and become a commercial airline pilot. Number 63, Luis Ortiz Sena, escorted by Lucia Sena. His future plan is to become an auto mechanic. Number 69, Victor Osornio, escorted by Rodolfo and Maria Osornio. His future plan is to work in the field of paint and refinishing. Number 73, Emmanuel Cuellar, escorted by Selena and Maria Cuellar. His future plan is to get a good job and supporting his mom and grandmother. Number 84, Joshua Rojas, escorted by Jose Rojas and Maria and Rolando Rocha. His future plan is to play soccer in college.
Hey, high school sports fans, want to get in the game, make those big calls, give back to your community? Then sign up today to become a high school official. More officials are urgently needed.
Number 88, Jacob Irvin, escorted by Cedric and Kiana Irvin and Diana Walker, and Lonnie and Cheyenne Wilson. His future plan is to attend college.
Officials.com. This message brought to you by the NFHS.
Let's go, Lions. And now for your athletic trainers. Ebony Copeland is escorted by athletic staff and students. Her future plans are to go to college and major to be a psychologist. Dulce Granjeno is escorted by Martha Rincon and Martin Trego. Future plans are to go to college to become a NICU nurse. Mary Medina is escorted by parents Martha Navarez and Jose Lopez. Future plans are to enlist in the Army and afterwards become a police officer. Victoria Rodriguez is escorted by her mother Marcelo Romero, and her future plans are to go to college to study kinesiology. And now for your 2024-2025 senior cheerleaders. Rin Davenport, escorted by her parents Jalen O'Connor is escorted by Judith and Jamie O'Connor. Future plans are to attend Texas State and work on becoming an OBGYN. Hannah Maynard is escorted by parents and brother Becky, Robert, and Brett Maynard. Her future plans are to attend the University of Texas at Austin to study business. Now for your 2024-2025 senior cheerleaders. Ren Davenport, escorted by her parents, Amanda and Brady Davenport. Her future plans are to attend Texas A&M University Commerce and become a nurse practitioner specializing in geriatrics. Braylon Hamilton, escorted by her mom, Lindsay Hamilton, and grandparents, Debbie and Rodney Hamilton. Her future plans are to attend Texas Tech University and major in nursing to become a nurse practitioner. Emma Rutherford, escorted by her parents, Laura and John Rutherford. Her future plans are to attend UTA and become a neonatal nurse. Caroline Scarborough, escorted by her parents Heidi and Brandon Scarborough. Her future plans are to attend either FFA or Tarleton and major in nursing.
For the best times. Welcome to Greenville.
McKenna Tree, escorted by her parents Charity and Clay Tree. Her future plans are to attend ACU and study animal science. And now, for the senior members of the Flaming Flashes. Hyland Almanza, escorted by Ronnie and Vanessa Almanza. Hyland plans to become a psychologist and start her own business. Chelsea Areola Calderon, escorted by Connie and Benny Calderon. Chelsea plans to become a successful choir director. Skylar Castaneda, escorted by Cleo Tilde and Ruben Castaneda. Skylar plans to attend college and flourish in a career that helps people. Jocelyn Castillo, escorted by Elizabeth Gallegos, Angel Castillo, and Leslie Castillo. Jocelyn plans to become a nurse anesthesiast.
Hey y'all gotta get on this side. This is student 6.
Sophia Duran, escorted by Trinidad and Evangelina Duran. Sophia plans to attend college to study industrial engineering. Brisa Gutierrez, escorted by Laura Cervantes, Rogelio Gutierrez, Laura Gutierrez, Angel Gutierrez, and Elijah Milano. Brisa plans to open her own beauty salon and build a big family. Darlene Gutierrez, escorted by Laura and Mario Beltran and Brian Beltran Gutierrez. Darlene plans to open her own business.
Realize that by their attendance at this game, they become participants, and the schools are ultimately responsible for all participants. More music is coming up here on Game Time.
This is the best music. Here in Greenville, we back our Lions.
Diana Howard, escorted by Ellen Houston. Diana plans to graduate and go to Texas Women's University for dental school to become a dental hygienist. Brianna Jimenez, escorted by Brenda and Juan Jimenez. Brianna plans to attend A&M Commerce and become a veterinarian technician. Lisbeth Yanes, escorted by Maria and Oscar Yanes. Lisbeth plans to attend college and become a labor and delivery nurse. TJ Mathis, escorted by Kaden Ward. TJ plans to attend college for dance and to get his real estate license.
Okay, so I've been doing it, but I haven't seen they give me a schedule, whenever I send it to them.
Miranda Nahara, escorted by Selma Robles. Miranda plans to attend college and become a dental hygienist. Priscilla Quesadas, escorted by Martin, Karina Quesadas, and Edwin Quesadas. Priscilla plans to play college soccer and become an accountant. Adriana Rios, escorted by Emilio Guadalupe and Lillian Rios. Adriana plans to go to college and major in stenography. Abigail Salas, escorted by Alejandra Rulas and Miguel Salas. Abigail plans to become a neonatal nurse. Jillian Sherrill, escorted by Jill Serrell and David Williams. Jillian plans to attend college and continue her passion for helping others. Punch guard Kayla Vieda, escorted by Martha Vieda and Romero Vieda. Kayla plans to serve his country and join the Army.
This is what the Lions for. Lions in Greenville.
And now for your band seniors. Azur Brock is escorted by mother Jessica Brock and parent Faith Murray. Azur plans to attend a Northern College to study pre-medicine and double minor in theater and criminal psychology, followed by medical school with plans to become a forensics pathologist. Angelico Calderia is escorted by parents Justin and Jessica Martinez. His future plans are to pursue a career in music education. Robert Gabriel Carrillo Benavides is escorted by Nancy Ruiz and Rogelio Benavides. He plans to attend A&M Commerce and major in music education. Daniel Carduna is escorted by band member Dakota Toten. His future plans are to attend college majoring in sound engineering. Aiden Cheney is escorted by parents David and Jenny Cheney. He plans to attend the University of Texas at Austin and major in mechanical engineering. Camden and Christian Coates are escorted by parents Kendall and Greg Coates. Camden's future plans are to attend Texas A&M Commerce University and study music performance. Christian's plans to attend one university to earn his degree in ministry and serve his church.
Hey, y'all. Y'all got tickets for this area? If not, y'all got to go to the student section over there.
Noah Doherty is escorted by his mother, Amy Doherty. Noah's future plans are to major in biological sciences and develop new and efficient methods of producing energy. Caitlin Davis, a member of both band and athletic trainer programs, is escorted by her parents Francisco and Lakeisha Davis, as well as her grandmother Patricia Stanton and her sister Michaela Stanton. Luis de la Cruz is escorted by Felicita Torres, Raul de la Cruz, Raul Jr., and Fatima. His future plans are to improve as an artist and start working on comic art. David Garcia is escorted by his parents Lorena and Misael Garcia. David plans to attend Texas A&M Commerce University to study finance. Addison Golden is escorted by parents Jamie and Robbie Golden. Her future plans are to attend college. Medenka Hollenquist is escorted by parents Quentin and Rachel Hollenquist. After high school, she plans to attend college. Joanna Ibarra is escorted by parents Gloria and Daniel Ibarra. Her future plans are to attend culinary school and go to college to major in business. Jacob Cruz, a member of both band and ROTC, is escorted by parents Alisa and Tim Cruz. His future plans are to attend college to study engineering. Naima Lopez is escorted by parents Sandra and Pedro Lopez. Her future plans are to major in international studies at Oklahoma University with the intent to go to law school. Hayden Lyne is escorted by parents Jason and Stephanie Lyne. His future plans are to attend college to study theology. Nadia Moreno is escorted by parents Jorge and Melissa Moreno. Her future plans are to go to college and become a lawyer. Edelise Ramirez is escorted by parents Gordo and Edith Ramirez. She will be attending Dallas Baptist University to earn a degree in biology, followed by A&M to become a veterinarian. Camden Rios is escorted by parents John and Nico Rios. Future plans are to attend Carleton University. Sam Sadler is escorted by parents Dr. and Miss Terry and Teresa Sadler. Sam intends to pursue a career in aviation. Angel Salinas is escorted by his family and grandparents. His future plans are to pursue a career in barbering and to attend college. Christopher Strickland is escorted by parents Crystal Radcliffe and Neil Strickland. His future plans are to attend A&M Commerce to major in music education. Timothy Vargas is escorted by parents Laura and Ruben Vargas. His future plans are to pursue a career in music performance and marching and drum corps. Ava Walker is escorted by parents Noble and Kaylee Walker. Her future plans are to go to college and pursue a career in psychology. Jose Yepes is escorted by his mother Ines Yepes. Jose plans to continue to expand his business, Yepes Signature Landscape, and to A&M Commerce to study business management. Now for your 2024-2025 ROTC seniors. Thomas Arnold, ROTC Commanding Officer, escorted by his mom and stepdad, Amanda and Nathan Henderson, and dad, Thomas Arnold Sr. His future plans are to become a neurologist. Naomi Fowler, ROTC Communications Officer, escorted by her parents, Laura and Jeremy Neese. Her future plans are becoming an ultrasound technician. Hasten James, ROTC Executive Officer, escorted by his mom, Laura Jones. His future plans are to join the United States Air Force. Angelica Vincent, ROTC Supply Officer, escorted by her aunt, Antonia Vincent. Her future plans are to enlist in the United States Army. Ronaldo Uvalde, ROTC Senior, escorted by Patricia, Alex, and Mike. His future plans are to become a business owner.
Bob Muty back here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. We've just met lots of seniors, the last ones being one of our flashes, Flaming Flashes. Got a beautiful night for football tonight. The rain caused a delay. Kickoff has been set now for 7:35. Bentley Sulphur Springs put up a powerful display last week against Mesquite Poteet. What do you think of that?
Well, you know, anytime you go out there and you put up that many points, it's good. But at the same time, Mesquite Poteet, unfortunately, is a team that a lot of teams are going to put up a lot of points on. So I think it's definitely showing that this Sulphur Springs team is a team that's not to be messed with. However, I do still think this is definitely a winnable game for Greenville because we've got Mesquite Poteet on our schedule later in district play, and I'm hoping we do something similar to them that Sulphur Springs did as well.
Yeah, 68-17 was the score of that game last week. And, of course, the Lions had a difficult time generating any offense against Frisco Heritage. Do you look for something different tonight on offense?
I do. You know, I think the Sulphur Springs team is definitely good because you've got to be a good team to score 68 points in 1 week, of course. But I definitely think this Sulphur Springs team and Greenville matches up much better against each other than their counterparts of last week, for sure.
Well, I was talking to John Mark Dempsey just before the game. He's working with KSST over in Sulphur Springs on their football broadcast. He said defensively, Sulphur Springs is not nearly as strong as they are offensively, so maybe that'll mean that the young quarterback, Phoenix Rodriguez, will be able to generate some offense using people like Chris Whitus and Caleb Hale.
Yeah, I think you're right for sure, and especially when we look at last week how he didn't have a ton of time to throw in the pocket sometimes, and I'm hoping that we're going to see something a little different this week, and they're going to be able to give him some more time to find his open receivers downfield and get something going, and hopefully get something going early. And then as far as Sulphur Springs having a good offense, I think that's definitely true, obviously, as we see from last week. But Greenville's defense last week showed to be really good against Frisco Heritage, and I mean, they let up a lot of points, but at the end of the day, a lot of those points came on big drives where there was a broken coverage or something like that. So I think it'll be real interesting to see Greenville's defense and how they match up against this high-powered Sulphur Springs offense this week.
And that 197-yard touchdown pass, that was pretty quick and really hurtful right there toward the end of the first half.
Yeah, it definitely was, and there wasn't a whole lot that could have been done to stop that. I mean, I guess obviously the simple thing to say is, well, throw some better coverage out there, but Greenville had some pretty good coverage. He just barely beat his man, and he was off to the races.
Yeah, it was a big ask for Jaden Gibson to cover Tatum Bell one-on-one.
It definitely was.
Getting back to these Wildcats, they have some really dynamic players on offense. They start with Skylar Lewis, who last year as a wide receiver had 1,022 yards and 11 touchdowns. And the quarterback tonight that'll be throwing to him is another senior, Caden Mitchell. And John Mark told me that Mitchell's a tall guy. I don't know anything about him other than that, but he'll be wearing number 5. Keyshawn John and Deuce Hall are the primary running backs. Each had big games last week. 2 TDs on 11 carries, 163 yards for John, and only 3 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown for Deuce Hall. These guys can probably run on the track team as well.
I think you're definitely right. And I think we need to watch for some interesting things this week with Deuce Hall, because on this roster here, he's actually listed as a quarterback. So definitely some interesting things that we may see Sulphur Springs run out there with him, is he can definitely, as we saw, run the ball, but they may let him throw the ball too a few times and run some trick plays. So Greenville definitely needs to be aware of that for tonight's game.
Well, Mitchell is pretty much a pure drop back pro-type quarterback, and I think when they want a little production on the ground, that's probably when they'll bring Hall in, because he's clearly pretty good carrying the ball.
You're definitely right, and it seems to me like when you look at Mitchell, you're getting somebody more like a Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady type, stand in the pocket, upright thrower. But Deuce Hall is going to give you something a little bit more like what Lamar Jackson did last night for the Ravens, and just run the ball a bunch.
Yeah. On defense for Sulphur Springs, we'll probably be calling the following names: Alex McCormick and Alex King, both linebackers, wearing number 24 and 26 respectively. And then their defensive back, Grayson Hardy. Most of these guys are juniors, including, with the exception of the quarterback, most of the guys we've talked about are just juniors, Ben.
Yeah, and that bodes well for them next season too, is all these guys are having all this good opportunities to build some chemistry, and they're obviously playing well this season, as we saw last week, but they're going to take this week and this whole season as a whole and build on it for next season. And I'd look to see Sulphur Springs run out a pretty good team the remainder of the season, hopefully, but definitely next season as well.
Sulphur Springs, folks, is a 4A team. They're in 7-4A Division I. They have an enrollment of 1,290 students, which is the largest in their district, but they're picked to finish 5th in a very difficult
These bigger ones?
Class 4A district.
I think we're good. I think so.
So neither team playing in tonight's game is at least forecast to be in playoff contention.
Yeah, and as we saw last week, Greenville had a little bit of a tough time going against Frisco, and they've got several more tough opponents on the schedule. But, it's a decently long season. Those things can definitely change the further we get into the season and the more we learn about these teams. And as you hate it, but injuries are a part of the game too, and that, depending on who could possibly come up with something, that can definitely change the outlook of the season for a certain team.
Yeah, we'll try to identify the Greenville players who will not be suited up tonight, but Greenville will be wearing red tonight with white numerals, going with the white pants and the white helmets that we saw last week. Sulphur Springs will be wearing blue pants, white jerseys, and white helmets. So, and both teams have numbers which are pretty distinguishable for us up here in the booth, so hopefully we won't have too much trouble identifying the players as they make the plays down on the field. Another guy to look out for Sulphur Springs is a guy by the name of Jackson Hare. He had 2 TDs last week. He plays wide receiver, another junior, and we don't have his size, but if he ever lines up against Vincent Johnson, who's 6'5" and weighs 350 pounds, wears number 77, we'll get an idea of how big Jackson is.
We definitely will.
Beautiful night again, like I said. The flag is raised, and right now there is no wind whatsoever. We had a really hard storm and rain, and everybody that was here early took cover underneath the stands and finally reappeared maybe 30, 40 minutes ago. But the lightning delay has backed us up to a 7:35 start.
Yeah, and as far as the weather's concerned, we had that rain early on, but the forecast shows to be pretty much clear for the remainder of the night. Small chances, we may get a little bit of rain, but hopefully nothing more than some sprinkles. And right now it's 74 degrees outside, so I can't think of much better weather to play some football in tonight.
I would use the adjective ideal.
Ideal, definitely ideal.
No question about it. We got Archer O'Neill in the booth with us tonight. Archer's going to be pinch hitting for me on a couple of occasions this year. And I was telling him earlier, he's got a great radio voice, which you'll probably get to hear later on this evening during a portion of the broadcast. But Archer's a former player. He was a kicker for the Lions. And we were talking earlier about some of the problems he had with some of his holders.
Yeah, and it's always fun to reminisce and talk about those things. And kind of interesting for me too, because I wasn't a football player in high school, but I knew a bunch of these guys, and it's cool to get to hear some of their stories from inside the lines.
He was asking us who we thought was going to do the kicking for Greenville. Of course, we didn't have an opportunity for a placement or a field goal chance last week, but we suspect it's going to be Joshua Rojas, who's I think just a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. He's moved ahead of Nicholas Just in the place kicking depth chart, which probably is good because Just will be able to concentrate on his responsibilities as captain and center, the bedrock of the offensive line here for the Lions.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's a big thing. We saw Just do some kicks last season, but pregame things last week and such, we saw Rojas looked pretty good, and so I think they can definitely trust him, and it looks like Just still will probably get some kickoffs here and there. But it's definitely important for him to focus on being the anchor of that offensive line because they got to focus on protecting the freshman quarterback Rodriguez tonight.
The volleyball ladies are playing Commerce tonight. I don't know whether they've completed their match or not, but it's a home game. They lost a difficult 5-set match to Farmersville, a very good program coached by a former Lady Lion. And they had a really difficult loss to Caddo Mills. So 2 consecutive 5-set matches where Greenville was in a position to win both contests.
Yeah, and that's big, and they can hopefully take those losses and build on them, and hopefully we'll see them crank out a win here tonight against Commerce.
We had an opportunity, at least I did. Bentley didn't have an opportunity to see the coaches show this week. It's on GEUS YouTube. Once again, Matthew produces it, and it's anchored by Coach Collins himself. This week he had his offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, Cody Martin, with whom he's been coaching the last 4 years, this being the 5th. And Martin had some good things to say about, about just the philosophy of coaching. They talked about love being free and trust being earned.
And that's exactly right. And it's something that trust is something that's so key. Of once you earn it, you got to make sure you keep it because once it's broken, it's hard to get back. So having somebody on your staff that you can trust is definitely a big thing and a good thing for Collins here.
Yeah, the 2 captains were Aiden Lewis, who wears number 1, plays defensive back and some wide receiver, and Nick Just himself. And I was very impressed with both student athletes. Coach Collins gave him.
Did you hear what Aiden wanted to be?
Electrical engineer, and he's concentrating on fusion, which is what GEUS is concentrating on, right?
Well, he wanted fusion of nuclear power plants. He wants to be a nuclear physicist or electrical engineer for that.
Okay. He's clearly got an idea that he wants to be on the leading edge of the power grid.
Yes.
And I know he's in the top 10 in his class. At least I'm pretty sure about that. Very impressive young man. Apparently his dad played in the system back about the time that Danny Black was playing football. I think his dad's name might have been Adrian. The other player, of course, was Nick Just. We've talked about him before. His dad's the PA announcer here, Pat Just. His mom was a really good soccer goalie at A&M Commerce. And Nick, I think, played some goalie himself for soccer, as did his brother, Greg. But Nick wants to be a pilot, and I think he said either he has his private pilot's license already or he's working toward it.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's really cool. That's not something you hear of a bunch of people looking to go into, but it's definitely a real interesting field and definitely something we need in today's day and age is some good pilots.
And these two captains were elected by their teammates. And as far as I could tell, they will be the captains all year long and will provide the type of leadership that's necessary to try to bring this program to where Collins wants it to be.
And that's good because you need to, it's good that they were selected and everything by their fellow peers because that's something that you need is the whole team as a whole has to have good trust in their captains because those, like you said, are the guys that are leading them out here every week. And it's big that they were chosen by their peers, especially when you look at this team and how young it is because you need two strong, smart guys on the field to help these guys along that are younger and may not know quite as much but are eager to learn and have the tools to be good. They're learning as they go along.
Yeah. And they use the term brother frequently to refer to their teammates. And when you hear the term brother, you automatically think of family. And I think this team is building family relationships to where they can trust the guy next to them to do his assignment and make the play and get better each and every time. Learn from your mistakes.
And that's really big because if you're worried about whether the guy next to you is going to make the play, you're not going to be able to focus on making the play you need to right in front of you. So being able to build that trust and knowing, hey, this guy that sets up right next to me, he's going to pick his guy up, he's going to do his job. Well, that just takes one more thing off your mind, and you can focus on doing the job in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about the Lions for just a minute. We mentioned that Sulphur Springs has a young team. The Lions are very young, particularly at some of the skill positions, starting with the freshman quarterback, Phoenix Rodriguez, who I thought showed some real mettle and some skill throwing the football last week.
Yeah, I think you're right. And hopefully this week we'll be able to see him get a little bit more time in the pocket because that was the thing. When you gave him just a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, he was finding his receivers downfield and he was hitting most of his spots. And I think that's big for the freshman quarterback and big for this team as a whole. If you've got a guy back there that's as young as he is but is knocking down passes like that, it's huge and it's definitely something that's needed.
We have several other sophomores on the team. In fact, Rodriguez's favorite receiver seems to be Chris Whitus, who's a sophomore. And the starting right tackle is Levi Davenport, also a 10th grader. And there's 4 or 5 other sophomores on the roster. So we've got 2 young teams here tonight. And even considering the fact that they were very young, we saw no execution mistakes at all last week from Greenville.
Yeah, exactly right. I think they may have only had 1 penalty on the whole game, and it was on the defense, but overall, definitely nothing, 2 penalties, definitely nothing that can't be addressed and can't be fixed before this week, and nothing that's a simple play or simple penalty that you would expect to see from a young team.
Yeah.
It was all kind of crazy things that happened here and there.
Yeah. Rodriguez did have to intentionally ground the ball a couple times because protection was very inconsistent. That's one of the areas I'm sure that coaches are going to worked on or did work on this week in practice because, we have we have a big offensive line. Now, admittedly, some of them might not be as quick as others, but those guys have got to protect Rodriguez if we're going to have any success this season.
Yeah, definitely right. You can't have success in a season if you can't keep your quarterback upright. But I think we're going to see a much better showing from the offensive line tonight because they've had a week to work on things and they know that there were some good things they did last week, but there are also some things they needed to work on. And looking at Collins and the rest of this coaching staff, it's not a coaching staff that's going to let these guys not get better. They're going to work with them and they're going to get better every week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here in just a few minutes.
Well, again, I'd encourage you to check YouTube and not only watch us on Friday evenings, but to watch that Coach's Corner to gain a little bit more insight into this Greenville Lions football program.
Don't forget Tuesday nights too for volleyball.
Yeah, in addition to that, Matthew just said Tuesday nights, all games or home games?
Home games.
Home games on Tuesday nights will also be broadcasted on GEUS for the volleyball girls, so make sure to tune in and watch some of that too as well.
Yeah, you got to check the schedules. You never know whether they're going to be home or away. Like I said, they're home tonight over there playing Commerce. It looks like from the parking lot they're still going over there, so maybe it's another one of those 5-setters. The sun is shining brightly on the portion of the field which is not shaded by the press box, and the Lions right now going through their offensive plays while Sulphur Springs is working on their passing game. But this guy Caden Mitchell, I think he looks like he's very big like Greek was last week for Heritage. He looks like he's about 6'4".
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're definitely right. Something else too about this game being a little bit later is it's still going to be a little bit of sunlight on the field at kickoff, but not near as much as last week. As it's going to look like maybe all but about 10, 15 yards is going to be shaded by the time we have kickoff here, which will be nice for these guys.
That's true. Yeah, much nicer playing conditions for these kids tonight. They don't have to worry about cramps so much. We saw dehydration become a little bit of a problem last week with some of the players. Fortunately, they were not. They were down for injuries, but it was just cramping situations. We talked about Mitchell being maybe 6'4" or 6'5". On the other hand, Rodriguez is about 5'9", probably weighs 145 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, definitely not a huge quarterback, but when he has a little time to really sling that ball, he doesn't have much trouble with it. But it'll be interesting to see how the two different quarterbacks line up. And you said something earlier too about Mitchell being more of a traditional stand in the pocket type of quarterback, while Rodriguez is more of a get out and move with the ball kind of quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how these different offenses attack the game ahead of them.
Yeah, Mitchell did have a rushing touchdown last week, but clearly that's not his forte. And looking down there, you know, he looks like he might even be bigger than 6'5". He's a long drink of water.
Yeah, you're definitely right. He is a big man.
The Coach's Corner is not just going to be talking about football, by the way. Coach is going to interview volleyball players next week, and he's going to get all the sports, all the athletes from the different sports involved and have an opportunity to come onto his show. And he'll probably pick, the captains probably of the different sports. But he's a true athletic director. He's not just a football coach.
That's good. That's good because you want to have a good football team, but you want to bring all the teams up in this school, in this district as a whole, and it'll be big to show some love to these other teams and get some of their players' names out there, and hopefully draw some bigger crowds to some of these sporting events, especially in the second semester.
Okay. Well, we're kind of running out of things to say here, Bentley. So why don't we take a break and hear from GEUS?
Sounds good.
Careful use of our energy resource priority, and we know that saving money as well as energy is important to our customers. Did you know that you can save money year-round by making small changes to your thermostat? Save money and energy year-round by installing a programmable thermostat. Program a setting comfortable for your whole family while you're home. Program the thermostat while you are away 7 to 10 degrees or more cooler in the winter and warmer in the summer. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, you can save as much as 10% per year by doing this. Weather impacts our heating and cooling costs, causing our units to run more, especially during extreme temperatures. Adjust your thermostat just 4 degrees from your normal settings during extreme temperatures to conserve energy and save on your utility bill. Consider energy efficiency updates to your home to help improve comfort and savings. Improvements like sealing cracks around doors and windows and upgrading attic insulation keeps your cooling or heating in when you need it. GEUS Customer Service is ready to serve and assist you any way we can. Call 903-457-2800 or visit our website at www.geus.org.
Bob Muty and Bentley Love back here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium with the starting lineups for the 19, about 2024 Greenville Lions. I just dated myself, I think. Bentley, you're going to do the offense tonight.
I am, yes, sir. So we're going to get started up here with the offensive line. The big guys anchoring the front for them tonight. As the aforementioned right tackle for the Lions tonight is number 77, Levi Davenport. Next to him is number 54, senior Braden Maps. The center, as mentioned before, is senior number 55, Nicholas Just. Left guard is senior number 69, Victor Osornio. And then the left tackle protecting his blind side tonight is junior number 56, Julian Sixtos. Quarterback for the Lions tonight, as mentioned, is freshman number 9, Phoenix Rodriguez. Running back for the Lions is senior number 0, Daniel Renner. H-back for the Lions is senior number 25, Greg Washington. Tight end for the Lions is senior number 16, Caleb Yost. And the two wide receivers for the Lions tonight is sophomore number 5, Chris Whitus, and senior number 2, Caleb Hale.
On the other side of the ball, I'm going to start with the nose guard because Mario Valentine is one of those kids who has a skill and a body that can possibly be a D1 prospect. Mario is wearing number 60. He is a junior. He goes about 250 pounds, stands about 6 feet. On his side, left side, is Cash Garcia, number 52. And on the other side, Mackay McEwen. The linebackers, or middle linebacker, Jaden Johnson, who you'll also hear us call on the offensive side of the ball as a running back. The outside linebackers are number 18, Jamorian Hamilton, and number 12, Ethan Brand. The outside cornerbacks, number 7, Reagan Goggins, and number 3, Jaden Gibson. The three safeties outside will be number 0, Daniel Renner, who is also going to be the starting running back. And you'll notice that several of the Greenville players are playing both ways. The other outside safety is number 10, Bryson Sanders, also the backup quarterback. And at free safety, number 16 and punter, senior Caleb Yost. So that's pretty much the lineup for the Lions. They are coached, of course, by David Collins. His offensive staff includes the aforementioned Cody Martin as the OC, and the co-OC is Jeff Middleton. Martin also coaches the quarterback. Middleton coaches the H-backs. The defensive side, the defensive coordinator is co-defensive coordinator is Effie Osawemwenze. How about that one, huh?
That's quite the name.
Yeah. So the other co-defensive coordinator or is Scotty Yates. So that's pretty much the Greenville group and the Sulphur Springs coach. Do we have the Sulphur Springs coach's name?
I do. The athletic director and head coach for Sulphur Springs is Brandon Faircloth. So a little interested to see how Coach Faircloth and how his boys look tonight.
Yeah, that's a new name to me. We've been playing, as we said earlier, we've been playing Sulphur Springs off and on for many, many years, sometimes in district, sometimes not, as tonight. But that's a new name for me. And, of course, they were a playoff team last year. I don't know whether he was the coach then or not. But here come the Wildcats. They're coming, interestingly enough, from the south end of the stadium. Normally everybody comes from the north end, which is our left, but they decided they're going to do things a little bit different. So their blow-up is a big helmet with Wildcats on the side, and they're set up in the south end zone. So they're ready to roll, and we've got the captains for the Lions. We've got Just, Jamorian Hamilton, Caleb Yost, and Aiden Lewis, and the rest of the Lions looks like we don't have the blow-up tonight. I guess something happened to the run-through.
I think the rain may have scared them away. Sometimes they don't bring it out with the rain, but it's what it looks like probably tonight. But the boys nonetheless look sharp in their red jerseys with white pants, running out behind the ROTC and the GHS flags as we see the captains for tonight's game giving everybody a high five before they meet Sulphur Springs captains at the midfield for the coin toss. And we'll get those names here as quick as we can.
I charged Archer with getting us the results of the coin toss, because sometimes we're chatting when it happens. So I just turned around and I say, "How'd the coin toss go, Archer?" He said, he pointed down on the field. He said, "They're just going out to midfield." So I just announced the captains, and it looks like for Sulphur Springs, that's not big Vincent Johnson, but that's an awful big man.
It's number 72, Jamal Hood, as well as number 45, Andre Serta, for Sulphur Springs tonight as their captains.
The Greenville band is striking up the band, so to speak. Very good band this year. Now, you were in band, weren't you?
I was. I did band, started in 6th grade, did it all the way through freshman year, and it was a great time. I really enjoyed it, but I had other things I ended up doing with my time in high school. But nonetheless, nothing but good things to say about our band.
The band they've been pretty good for several years in a row. I think we have a new director now, do we? Or?
We do, yes, sir. I believe his name is Matt Ownby.
Okay. Well, they're sounding pretty good. Tonight they're dressed, comfortably with tan shorts and gray jerseys. The Lions won the toss, and they did defer, so they'll get the ball first. They'll be kicking off, and we'll find out which side of the field they want to defend. Again, the flags are just dead still. So, it's almost ideal. And the band now is going to give us their version of the national anthem.
Brandon touched the lives of many in our community, and his absence will be deeply felt by all who knew him. But we know his Lion legacy will live on. Please let us take this moment to honor his memory and to offer our thoughts, prayers, and support to the Renfro family, friends, and teachers during this difficult time. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you remain standing. Gentlemen, remove your hats. Face the 50-yard line as we honor America in the posting of our colors and the playing of the national anthem.
Once again, we saw Aiden Lewis, one of the captains, come out in front of the team right to the 50-yard line and face the team as the national anthem ended, just kind of giving it the downstroke.
And one last effort to get the team fired up before they take the field here after that beautiful rendition of the national anthem by the high school band. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for some football.
I'm ready for some football too, and so is Sulphur Springs. They've traveled well tonight. Their fans are still coming in, and there are very few empty seats on that far side visitor section.
Yeah, that is definitely the truth. That is definitely the truth. There are a lot of people over there.
And conversely, we got a bunch of people over here on the home side as well, so the good weather has brought out the fans. So Greenville will be kicking off. Rojas will do the kicking honors. The ball is placed at the 40-yard line, and they'll be kicking from our right to our left, so from the south to the north. The deep receivers for Sulphur Springs are standing at the 15-yard line, so they're either expecting that Rojas doesn't have a big leg or there's going to be a pop-over kick. Let's see what the youngster decides to do. Approaches the ball. It's a low kick, bounding at the 30-yard line, picked up, and the receiver falls down at about the 33-yard line of Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, and that looked like number 30, Cameron Clayton, another sophomore on the team, that was able to get him down there at the very end, as we're going to see Greenville's defense here come out strong early.
Once again, the Greenville's with white pants, red jerseys with white numerals, and their new white helmets. So coming out for Sulphur Springs, quarterback Caden Mitchell wears number 5. He has 2 receivers left, tight formation with an H-back. Takes his time, 4 seconds left on the play clock. Hands the ball off, lots of room on the right side, down to the 50, down to the 40, down to the 30, inside the 20, and finally wrestled out of bounds.
That was number 1, Aiden Lewis, that chased him down there and took him out right about the, I think they're going to call it the 12-yard line.
Boy, they were very well blocked that time, and that was Jackson Hare, I think, on the run.
I think you're right.
He's listed as a wide receiver, but clearly he also does a little bit of running. What an opening play for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats. That's going to bring the ball down to the 12-yard line. First down and 10 for Sulphur Springs. 1 receiver either side. Handoff once again to Hare. He's got room again. This time he's brought down with a nice ankle tackle at about the 8.
Yeah, and that was number 4, Mark Dumas, as well as number 10, Bryson Sanders, on the tackle. And Bryson's also listed as a backup quarterback for Greenville, so another guy for Greenville that can play both sides.
Yeah, that was a really good tackle. One of the things that Aiden Lewis talked about at the coaches show that they need to improve on was tackling.
Yeah, definitely.
So blocking on the offensive side, tackling on the defensive side. Second down, we'll call it 6. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. That was Deuce Hall taking the direct snap. Hall is, I think, into the end zone for a Sulphur Springs touchdown on the 3rd play of the series. Already, we've got kind of a track meet going on here, Bentley.
We do. It'll be interesting to see how Greenville responds. Hopefully they can find somebody open on the edge, be it Chris Whitus or somebody else, and get something going here, as it does look like Sulphur Springs is going to opt for the extra point instead of what we saw a lot last week, 2-point conversion.
The kicker is Eric Rodriguez.
And the holder is Mason Cooper.
I wonder if Eric's any relation to Phoenix. Kick is up and good. Sulphur Springs goes ahead early with 11 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. It's the Wildcats. That kick was good, wasn't it?
Looked like they signaled that it was good.
Scoreboard still hadn't put it up. Yeah, we'll go with 7-0. There it is.
There it is.
7-0 early lead for Sulphur Springs. Boy, I'll tell you what, that offensive scheme really showed some blocking.
Yeah, they really did. And that's a good thing, and that explains a lot as to why, we were talking about earlier how their offense is their strong suit here. And that explains it. If you've got good blocking, it's hard to have a bad offense with good blocking.
Well, on that run by Jackson Hare, nobody touched him until the 20-yard line. I mean, he was loose from the time he broke the line of scrimmage, and I think I could have run that one pretty far.
You probably could have. He had plenty of open space, that's for sure. And that all comes down to them picking up the right blockers and getting everything that they're supposed to.
Now, how far do you think I could have run, Beckman?
I don't know. I think they might would have got you eventually, but I think you probably could have gotten at least to about the. You could have gotten a ways.
Here comes Rodriguez's kick. It's a short kick. It bounces, and it's fumbled and kicked around. It's still loose. That ball might have been covered by the Wildcats. Let's just wait and see. Geez, another kickoff that's kind of mishandled by the Lions. They're struggling with kickoffs. That ball wasn't caught in the air, and that caused some problems. You get an artificial turf, and you never know which way that ball is going to bounce.
Exactly. And they are going to call it Greenville's ball. It's going to be 1st and 10 here from Greenville's 19-yard line.
It looked like Rodriguez approached that ball almost a straight-on kick.
I think he did. It was an interesting kick compared to what we've seen from Justin Rojas on Greenville's side.
Yeah, most kickers these days use a soccer style, but I'm not sure that was Rodriguez's modus operandi. We'll check later on and see. Here's Phoenix Rodriguez with a receiver each side. There's a man in motion. Handoff to the running back. Pretty good hole up the middle. A little bit of a scrum. It looks like the running back maybe picked up maybe 4 or 5 yards that time.
Yeah, and that was number 0, Daniel Renner, on the play there. As, like Bob said, he picked up about 5 yards to bring up 2nd and 5 here for the Lions and see what they've got going here.
I think Coach Collins has chosen to use Renner in the offensive backfield because of the speed and the way he hits the holes. Second, we'll call it 5. Again, a handoff. This time, I think Renner is stopped in the backfield. Blocking breakdown there on the right side.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I believe that was number 44, Truth Holmes, on the tackle there for the Wildcats.
Great name.
Got to have Truth.
I got to. All right.
Truth shall set you free.
Third down and 6 for the Lions. Just desperate to get a first down here early in the game. There have been few and far between for the Lions so far this season. Drop back.
Oh!
Rodriguez's pass is a little tall, and GEUS can't bring it in, and he's bounced pretty good by the safety. Kind of got depleted there, and GEUS is still down on the field. The pass is incomplete. Probably got the wind knocked out of him, if I had to guess.
Yeah, he looks to be getting up. Looks like he's going to be okay, but nonetheless, that was a huge hit there as we saw the trainer run out on the field to check on him, but GEUS kind of shook her off and said, I'm going to be okay, but he really got lit up there.
Yeah, I wonder if that was Hardy, Grayson Hardy. He had 8 tackles last week from his free safety position, and that's the area that GEUS was when he tried to make that catch.
Yeah, and he would have had it too if that defender hadn't been right there waiting on him. But GEUS is fine enough to stay in and do the punting duties for the Lions here.
Thankfully, yeah, he probably got his bell rung a little bit, but realized that, hey, I got to get back there and kick. So he's standing his own 11-yard line. Good snap. Gets it away. It's a high kick. Kind of short. Bounces around lots of people and goes out of bounds somewhere around the Sulphur Springs 43-yard line. So the Lions ineffective on their first series offensively, and Coach Cody Martin has got to be unhappy with that. A little bit lower on that pass from Rodriguez, and I think we got a completion.
I think you're right, and there is a flag on the play.
It's like a penalty maybe going against the Lions.
I think there was a little bit of talking after that punt, and I think the officials didn't like it, and it did unfortunately go against the Lions, so that's going to move the Wildcats into even better territory to start this drive.
Yeah, there was some blocking after the play was over, and I think that's probably what the Greenville player didn't particularly appreciate.
I think you're right. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats from the Lions' 42-yard line. So they're going to have a decently short field here to work with.
Looking down at the middle guard position, looks like LeGarren Savage is in for Valentine there at the nose guard.
As well as it looks like Cody Waldrop is in at left end.
There's a handoff this time to, I think that might be Lewis.
I believe it was Deuce Hall, but I could be wrong. It may have been Lewis. And then on the tackle for Greenville was number 4, Mark Dumas again. So second time calling his name tonight as he's making his name known quick and early.
Lions hold him to a 5-yard pickup. Ball's now spotted at the Greenville 37-yard line. By himself, Caden Mitchell looks to his right. It's a bubble screen. It's complete. He bounces off a tackler and picks up very close to first down yardage.
I think they're going to call it about a 4-yard gain or so to bring up 3rd and 1 here, as that was number 23, Jaden Johnson, on the tackle for the Lions there.
Jumorian Jeffrey on the reception. We're seeing more and more of that bubble screen in the offensive executions of most teams in high school football these days. Jeffrey goes now, looks like out of the game. You would have thought that they had 12 men in the huddle there. I don't quite understand why that's not a penalty. Looks like Hall may be a quarterback. He bounces outside, runs over a man at the 25-yard line, and finally brought down there after he picks up first down yardage.
Yeah, and there's another flag on the play here after the tackle by number 4, Dumas. And we'll see who it goes against.
And we got a Sulphur Springs guy without his hat, so he's going to set out a play. That was big number 70. And let's see what the penalty is. It's Aiden McCarroll, also a junior.
Looks like it's going to be on the offense. Archer told me he thought it was a taunting penalty and something along those lines. A 15-yarder there. It's going to bring them way back.
Brings the ball back to the 39-yard line of Greenville. Let's say if they repeat the down. He did get the first down yardage, but now they're still showing it's going to be 3rd down now and right at about 10 yards. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. Very tight formation with 2 receivers to the right. One of them is Skylar Lewis.
Greenville brings 5 men.
Mitchell keeps this time after a fake to his running back, and he's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards before he's gathered in by several red-shirted Lions.
Now it's 2nd down.
So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 here, excuse me, for the Wildcats. After the big run by the quarterback there.
Well, we said he didn't like to run the ball very much, and he wasn't super impressive, but he got to advance the ball 5 yards. So they did reset the play. That was a first down play after the penalty was the play actually resulted in a first down. Here's a handoff, and this time a much better defense that time by the Lions.
Yeah, and that was a handoff to number 7, Jackson Hare. And there were multiple lines in on the play, but it looked like number 60, Mario Valentine, and that made the tackle there at the very end.
A couple of guys in red shirts that time. I think GEUS might have been in on that play.
I think he was.
Okay, 3rd, and we'll call it a long 3 for Sulphur Springs. 6:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Bob Muty and Bentley Love. There goes Caden Mitchell. He's going to keep. Now he throws, finds a wide open receiver on the far sideline, and he's still loose. Finally tripped up inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and that was number 4, Dumas, again, that took him down after he was able to get loose and find him a receiver, and good blocking down the field by the Wildcats.
Sulphur Spring again finding wide open receivers and getting very good downfield blocking.
First and goal here for the Wildcats from the 4-yard line.
Yeah, Hall in there, quarterback now, and might expect a run here from the Wildcats. First and goal. Ball sitting on the 4-yard line. 6 minutes, clock running remaining in the first quarter. Here comes Deuce Hall, and he is buried at the 5-yard line. That's going to be a loss.
So bring up 2nd and goal here, back from the 5. So like you said, a loss of 1 yard. And he had a window there for a split second, but the Lions slammed it shut and were able to tackle him for a 1-yard loss.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his footing, but he could have been because somebody grabbed his foot.
Could have been.
5:30 remaining here in the first quarter. Sulphur Springs leads 7-0 and threatening again. Second and goal from the 5. Hall looks to his right, finds his man, and brought down inside the 5-yard line is number 7, Jackson Hare. Hare having a big night already.
And several lines there on the play to bring up third and goal here from the 2-yard line. And we'll see what the Wildcats do. It looks like they are going to leave number 8 Deuce Hall in, so interesting to see if he runs the ball or if he throws it again like we just saw.
Lion defense getting a little stingy here. Let's see if they can keep Wildcats out of the end zone and force a fourth down play. One receiver wide on each side, H-back on the left side. Little confusion in the offensive backfield, and the Wildcats burn a timeout.
And we're going to take a break with them here after this message from GEUS.
New, better, fast. The same excellent reliability and hometown service you've always counted on, now with faster speeds. Whether it is streaming, gaming, surfing the web, or working from home, GEUS is connecting you to the world. Sign up today at GEUS.org or by calling 903-457-2800.
Bob Muty and Bentley Love alongside Matthew Middleton here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Second game of the season for the Lions. They are yet to score a touchdown in this young season, and they're trying to prevent Sulphur Springs from scoring their second one of the evening. We have 4:36 remaining here in the first quarter. It's third and goal from the three-yard line. Deuce Hall, sophomore quarterback, goes off left tackle, forces his way into the end zone for another Wildcat touchdown.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing the Lions last week, they had to deal with a real big power runner, but this week they've got somebody that's super shifty to deal with in Deuce Hall, and had a little bit of trouble so far, but hopefully they'll be able to turn that around here soon, as we're going to see the Wildcats here go ahead and kick the PAT and see if they make it 14-0.
Eric Rodriguez is setting up for a soccer-style type kick for this placement. Trying to put point number 14 on, almost blocked. Kick is up and good. 14-0 in favor of Sulphur Springs. I noticed on that last play, they ran on the left side behind big Vincent Johnson and his blocking mate at left guard, number 70, Aiden McCarroll, who went out earlier without his helmet. Those two guys are huge, but Johnson at 350, 6'5", he's going to move some people around.
He definitely is, and if I was a quarterback or a running back for that team running the ball, that would be the guys I'd want to run it behind, and they're definitely going to blow some big holes for you and open up the field a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure that that's one of the favorite plays for Sulphur Springs, because he's probably like a big old road grader in there.
I think you're probably right. So we see number 0, Daniel Renner, as well as he hasn't turned, so I haven't picked up the number yet. But Daniel Renner and another guy setting up for the Lions. I believe that may be number 2, Caleb Hale back there, set up on the 5-yard line.
And Sulphur Springs was offsides on the kickoff, but it wasn't called. This time the Greenville receiver catches it in the air, and he's just mobbed.
Yeah, and there is a flag down on the play after the second or third contact, I guess you could say, on that. So we'll see what the refs have to say here.
Well, I didn't see a flag here on the kickoff, but clearly one of the what do we call those guys that go downfield, Archo? Gunners. Yeah, one of the gunners was offside, so they're probably going to bring that one back, and we'll let Rodriguez kick it again and maybe get a little bit better field position.
No, they're going to take the field position.
It's going to be first down and 10 for Greenville here from the 38-yard line. And I think that may have been some kind of tackling penalty. Not sure if it was a horse collar, face mask, or what, but I think that's what they called it.
Clearly wasn't offsides. All right, Rodriguez now with the option. Flips it out. A little bit of room for Renner. Very little. He gets maybe 3 yards before he's bounced out of bounds on the near side.
Yeah, taken down there about the 41-yard line or so to bring up, looks like second and about 7 here for the Lions.
Renner getting the bulk of the offense so far. That's 3 carries for him.
19 seconds left on the play clock. 2 wide receivers out right. Number 2, Caleb Hale, as well as number 5, Chris Whitus.
H-back is Greg Washington. Renner behind Rodriguez. Hand off to Renner. A little bit of room this time. Renner's loose at the 50. He's down to the 40. Remember, folks, he's got good speed, but I think Hardy was there and he met the challenge and brought Renner down before he could get completely loose. But a nice run for the senior running back and a first down for the Lions.
Yeah, definitely flipping field position there and bringing up 1st and 10 here for the Lions from the 37-yard line as they've got much better field position now.
Rodriguez rolls to his right, finds an open man. It's complete for another first down as the Lions are moving smartly down the field. 2 consecutive first downs.
And that was the Rodriguez to Hale connection there that hopefully we'll get to call a lot this season for another Lions first down at the 26-yard line here, 1st and 10.
Nice throw by Rodriguez, his second attempt of the night. First one wasn't too bad, just a tad too tall. Snap to Rodriguez. He tries to run the option and decides to keep it because his pitch man was not open and he's going to lose yardage. Not the size quarterback that you would want to be running an option. So I think probably the idea is to get that ball pitched, and he didn't have the opportunity to do that time. The Wildcats just were all over him.
Yeah, I think you're right. It looks like they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage just barely to bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Lions as he's got a running back there with him and 3 wide receivers out right.
He's looking right. He has a man. It's a little bit tall, but it's brought in by, I believe, Hale once again. Pickup of maybe 6 yards.
Yeah, going to call it a 4-yard pickup there. Bring up 2nd and 6 here. 3rd and 5 they're going to call it. So a 5-yard gain for the Lions.
Bentley. Hale comes to the left this time. 1 receiver wide right. H-back is Washington. Renner behind Rodriguez. 3rd, and we'll call it a long 5. And in motion. And there is a timeout for the Lions.
And we're going to take a break with them here, folks, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
That's what we call a quickie, folks. I guess that was a 15-second commercial from GEUS that time. And it's good just as well because both teams back on the field very quickly as I guess Coach Martin decided on the play and got it into Rodriguez quickly. 1:29 remaining. Clock stopped right now. Big 3rd down for the Lions. Let's see if they can convert. Man in motion. Rodriguez hands to Renner, and Renner is thrown for a loss in the Greenville backfield.
He's going to throw him all the way back to the 24-yard line here and bring up a 4th and 8, it looks like, for the Lions, as we'll see what they're going to do here. It's looking like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Rojas doesn't have the range. This would be about a 40-yard field goal if he tried it. And that may be a bit much to ask of a first-year kicker. So 4th down, Rodriguez has 2 receivers to the right. He's rolling right. and he overshoots his man. Got some pressure that time, and the Lions turn it over on downs with 42 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, so it's going to look like the Wildcats are going to get the ball from their own 24-yard line here, 1st and 10, as we'll see what they do.
Well, the Sulphur Springs defense has been up to the challenge, but Greenville did manage to scratch out 2 first downs on that drive, so we're making some headway, Bentley.
We are, and we see number 5, Caden Mitchell, back in the game for the Wildcats here at quarterback, as it looks like the Lions are going to bring 5 rushers.
Quick throw out to the right, lots of room to run. The receiver's got the ball and is down outside the 30-yard line. Lions keep him in bounds, so the clock continues to run. Let's see if they get another playoff before the end of the first quarter.
And 2nd and 2 here for the Wildcats, as we saw a big diving play from Caleb Yost there, as he dove into the path of the receiver and tried to knock the ball down, but wasn't successful. And but great play nonetheless, and great hustle there by the senior linebacker.
That was Wyatt Watson on the reception, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. First quarter ends with the Wildcats with a 2-touchdown lead, 14-0.
And we're going to take a break with them, folks, and we'll be back here in just a second with the second quarter of action.
All right, and the big doings here in the Greenville stands is we've got a T-shirt cannon being operated. Oh, and there's a good one. Holy mackerel. Those things are pretty cool. I don't know exactly how they work. Have you worked one of those things?
Air pressure.
I haven't. I know there's some kind of air pressure behind them. I've never used one. I've always wanted to, though. I think they look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I want to get a potato cannon, though. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay. 2nd and 2 for Sulphur Springs. That's Mitchell back. He fumbles the ball. It's picked up by Greenville. We're going to score. That's a fumble by Caden Mitchell, picked up by one of the Greenville Lions. Is that Valentine?
Number 66, Mekhi McEwen, it looked like, for a scoop and score for the Lions. That may have, excuse me, I'm sorry. I think you're right. I think that was 60, Mario Valentine.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're going to get a touchdown, that's probably as good a way as any to get it. And
big old number 60.
the big junior nose guard was the man at the right place at the right time. Now he goes in to block for the point after team. The holder, I think, is Ethan Brand, and the kicker is Joshua Rojas. 11:47, the Lions' time of this score. Low snap handled well by Brand, and Rojas' kick is up and good. 14-7, Sulphur Springs.
And you know, I love touchdowns any way they come, but I can't think of a better way to get your first touchdown on the year than a scoop and score by one of your big defensive linemen there.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't get the number of the defensive player who forced the fumble, but that's the guy we should give the credit to. Valentine just had an easy pickup and about a 20-yard jaunt to the end zone all by himself, but somebody made a great play to sack Caden Mitchell and knock the ball right out of his hands.
Yeah, and it was just a blown coverage there, and somebody didn't pick up their man on blocking, and he was able to get right through and hit him pretty much immediately, and it was a textbook sack there for the Greenville defender.
Well, I'll have to text Mr. Valentine after the game and congratulate him on that touchdown. You know, nose guards don't get too many touchdowns. So great thing for Mario. All right, Joshua Rojas teeing the ball up at the 40-yard line, now kicking from the north end of the field, left to right as we look down on the field. So Greenville scores a defensive touchdown thanks to a great defensive play.
Two guys back deep for the Wildcats, and preparation of a return set up at the 15-yard line.
Rojas approaches the ball. Kick is high and fairly deep, taken about the 9-yard line. Receiver is up and out of bounds at about the 25 on the far side.
That was number 0, Daniel Renner, on the play for the Lions, forcing him out of bounds.
Mr. Renner's serving multiple roles tonight. He's got to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats from the 26-yard line. As hopefully we'll see a big, strong defensive stand here for the Lions.
Valentine's going to get a break as Savage is in there to replace him at the nose guard position.
Probably needs to win.
Probably. And along with, there is a flag on the play here.
Yeah, there was a pre-snap penalty that time. Going to go against the Wildcats. It's a procedure penalty or false start. Well, that'll cost them 5 yards. It'll be a 1st and 15 from the Sulphur Springs 21-yard line.
Yeah, and along with Savage in, we've also got number 90 Armstrong Teeters in, as well as number 33 Waldrop up in the front for the Lions.
Yeah, Cody Waldrop staring Big Vincent Johnson right in the eye. Man, I can think of a better matchup for Waldrop. And he actually breaks through. A little screen pass, however. And I guess Johnson kind of let him go, and it results in a 1st down for Sulphur Springs. I didn't figure Johnson would miss a block that easily.
No, and that looked like a combination tackle between number 4, Mark Dumas, as well as number 16, Caleb Yost there on the play.
Wildcat 1st down up at the 39-yard line of the Sulphur Springs. Senior quarterback Caden Mitchell wearing number 5 on his back. His running back in there is close to him, and he fakes the handoff. Pass out to number 6. That's Skylar Lewis, and the Lions are gang tackling Mr. Lewis for what looks to be maybe a loss.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it was a whole pride of Lions there. Numerous guys in on the play, and there were some words said by the number 6 Lewis there to number 12.
Yeah, they never
Ethan
actually
Brand.
got Lewis down. They just kind of wrestled him around and got him out of bounds. We told you earlier, these two teams, or maybe we didn't, but these two teams typically don't like one another. 30 miles apart, and it's been a rivalry over the years. 2nd and 11. Mitchell rolls right, under pressure, takes a big hit, but delivers a strike, and the receiver is loose, breaks a tackle, and is going to go to the end zone for a touchdown. What a play by Caden Mitchell. Boy, he really took a shot, but he delivered the pass, and it results in 6 points for Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, and that was number 18, Jamorion Hamilton, with the massive shot on the quarterback there, but unfortunately he was able to get the pass off beforehand and ends up in a Wildcats touchdown as we await the PAT here.
I wonder if that was Jamorion Jeffrey on the reception. He broke a tackle at about the 15-yard line and went in standing up. Another long play as part of this track meet tonight. Here's the kick from Rodriguez, is partially blocked.
And that was number 0, Daniel Renner, getting back there and getting a hand on that ball to help deflect it away. Is just another thing of showing how involved Renner is on this team.
Well, he certainly doesn't have any quit in him.
He does not. That is definitely the truth.
So that results in a 20-7 score with 10:05 remaining here in the first half. Lions now will have an opportunity to try to generate some offense, get them an offensive touchdown to go along with Valentine's defensive scoop and score.
We see Sulphur Springs break their huddle and head over to get ready for the kickoff as Greenville still talking it over a little bit on their sideline here for a second.
Bentley usually takes this opportunity to try to get us some scores around the district, so we'll see what he comes up with. He's pretty handy with the cell phone.
Yeah, we got several games going on right now. We got Midlothian and Ennis playing. Ennis is down 16-12, as well as Midlothian, Heritage, and Argyle tied up at 7. Heritage is leading Terrell here 17-7, and Hallsville is up on Crandall 7-6. Kaufman is leading Athens 7-0, and that's all the scores I have for now.
Is that Frisco Heritage playing Terrell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Wow, interesting. Okay. All right. Eric Rodriguez does the kickoff for Sulphur Springs. They have a very unusual formation. Kick is high and short, and it's taken and fumbled. And a scrum for the ball. Let's see who comes up with it. Again, the Lions have trouble fielding the kickoffs. That might have been Yost, and Yost might have been able to get on top of it. The Lions do maintain possession, but boy, this is getting scary.
It is, and I wasn't 100% sure who got on it because Yost was the one that was there on the play, and he jumped on it, and then it squirted out of his hands, and somebody was able to get on it for the Lions, thankfully.
I don't know. It's not wet. The ball's not wet. They didn't grease it up, did they?
I don't think so.
Okay. No grease.
Could be wet, though.
No grease pig. That's true, Matthew. That's a good point. Could be that the little bit of moisture from the ground is affecting the ball. Here's the freshman quarterback. Now he's rolling to his left. He's got some room to run, but he slides down and takes a hit. And did I see a flag? Yeah.
There's 2 flags out. See if they're for the same thing or what that was. But he took a big hit there after going down.
You don't see sliding quarterbacks very much in high school.
No, but I think that's something to do with how young he is and how small he is.
Yeah, I think Coach Morton has instructed him to do that because they just don't want him to get hurt. Exactly. And as a defensive player, you're not used to a sliding quarterback, and you're wanting to make the tackle. All of a sudden, the quarterback goes down, and you're in motion, and bang, and you get a penalty. And that's exactly what happened to that Sulphur Springs defender.
Yeah, so it's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Lions here from their 49-yard line. Just a couple yards away from flipping the field.
2 running backs behind Rodriguez. He flips this time to, I think that's Renner. But Renner has no room to run. No, actually, that's
Chris Whitus.
That's the first time we've seen him in the backfield. A sophomore wide receiver lining up as a running back. His first carry nets a -3 yards. 2nd and 13 for the Lions. 9:15 remaining, clock running here in the first half. 20-7, the Wildcats lead. Greenville's only score coming on a defensive fumble recovery and a touchdown run by nose guard Mario Valentine. 1 receiver right, 1 to the left. Rodriguez looking right. Oh, and he almost intercepted. He and Hale not on the same page that time, and that ball bounced right out of the hands of the cornerback.
Bring up 3rd and 13 here for the Lions with 8:51 left as the clock is stopped after the incompletion.
I think Rodriguez was expecting Hale to turn in, and Hale took it out, and the ball went right to number 4, Cat Galloway, and fortunately for the Lions, he was not able to hang on. 3rd down and 13 for the Lions, desperately in need of a first down. Rodriguez looking downfield, overshoots Jost, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, so 4th and 13 here for the Lions from the 46-yard line, and we'll see him trot out the punting unit here as it will be Yost back to punt the ball for the Lions.
Looked like he had decent protection that time. He just maybe let it go a little early.
I think you're right. So number 9, Wyatt Watson, as well as number 6, Skylar Lewis back for Sulphur Springs.
Yost gets the ball away. It's a high kick. It's going to bounce about the 18. Nice play by Lewis. He's being chased as he takes it around the right side. He's brought down nicely over there. Good tackle. Defender just chased him all the way across the field and was able to bring him down.
And that was number 3, Jaden Gibson, on the play for the Lions.
Give Mr. Gibson credit on that one because Lewis is a speedster. Apparently Gibson's got some pretty good speed himself.
He definitely does. And we called his name a bunch last week. Haven't gotten to call it very many times this week, but I'm sure that'll change after the first play there for Jaden Gibson.
Again, the Lions struggling on offense. Not able to generate anything significant. Consistency is just not there, Bentley.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right so far, but hopefully we'll see something change here, as it looks like we have somebody different in for the Lions on the defensive line, number 52, Cash Garcia.
Wildcats come out with 3 receivers split to the left. Might be a passing formation for Mitchell. 1 running back next to him. He hands the ball off, and the running back goes around the right side, and once again, lots of room to run. Might be the same play they used on the first play of the game, and huge yardage for the running back.
That was number 7, Jackson Hare, on the play for Sulphur Springs. But there is a holding call on the play for against Sulphur Springs, so that is going to come back, folks.
Yeah, that'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Wildcats, so depending upon exactly where that hold took place, looks like it was a couple of yards downfield. So it's about an 8-yard penalty, as it turns out. Spot of the foul, 2 yards toward the Sulphur Springs goal line. That'll bring up a first, and we'll call it a long 17. Jaden Mitchell, senior quarterback, has Hare next to him. Fakes to Hare, rolls to his left, looks downfield, overshoots his man. That's almost intercepted off the hands of number 9, Wyatt Watson, and very nearly intercepted there by Mark Dumas. Called Dumas' name a few times tonight, Bentley.
We have several times, and the junior has been getting very involved, that's for sure.
He's listed as the backup to the outside cornerback, Jaden Gibson.
He's been getting lots of plays, though, tonight.
Yes, he has. Almost came up with a pick on the deflection off the hands of Watson. 2nd and 17 for the Wildcats. Running right with a little reverse and brought down after about a 5-yard pickup. Lions showing pretty good defense.
Yeah, numerous lines there on the tackle. Bring up 3rd and about 7 here for the Wildcats.
Ball spotted squarely on the Sulphur Springs 35-yard line. With 7:45 remaining, clock running. Mitchell has 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 running back next to him. Shotgun formation, looks to the sidelines, got 7 on the play clock. Now he comes up under center, and it looks like they're going to go for a timeout. And we'll take a timeout and hear from GEUS.
And welcome back here to TA Cotton Ford Stadium, as we have 7 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the first half. 74 degrees and 8:18 p.m. as we're going to see what the Wildcats draw up here, and hopefully we get to see a big Lion stop, as it's 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats.
It's an opportunity for the Lion defense with 3rd and long.
He said every other timeout, or every stoppage in play.
Big opportunity here for the Lions.
See if one of those D linemen can break through and put some pressure on Mitchell. Takes a snap, fakes it, now he's going to keep it, and he's going up the field, and he's loose, and he's got the first down. Wow.
There was penetration for the defensive line, but they didn't get it.
The big, long drink of water, Jackson Mitchell. Hits the line to gain, and it's another Sulphur Springs first down. Got it up past the 45-yard line to the 46. It'll be first down there with 7:08 remaining. Lions trail 20-7 here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium as the bands get ready for their performances. Mitchell takes a snap, hands off, breaks a tackle, and advances the ball about 6 yards. And that's Jackson Hare once again.
Yeah, he was taken down by number 0, Daniel Renner, as well as number 1, Aiden Lewis on the play there for the Lions.
You know, who we haven't seen tonight is Keyshawn John, leading rusher for the Wildcats last week. Where's number 1 on his back? He has not been in the game, so Jackson Hare has been getting most of the carries.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened to him. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully no injuries or anything like that for him.
Second, and we'll call it 5 for Sulphur Springs. Hand off this time to Deuce Hall, and Hall is going to move the chains. Going off right tackle.
To bring up 1st and 10 here from the 39-yard line for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you what, as a utility player, Deuce Hall's a pretty good guy to have around.
Yeah, he definitely is. He definitely is. He can do a lot of different things for you.
He's already thrown 1 pass tonight and scored, I think, a couple of touchdowns from the running back spot. Jackson Mitchell rolls right, looking downfield, throwing, and it's off the fingertips of the receiver. Looked like a catchable ball at about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, it's number 0, Daniel Renner, in coverage there for the Lions.
And Renner has taken a knee trying to get a blow. He's been a busy guy playing a running back, defensive back, and on the kick coverage team.
But it looks like we have an injured line on the Sulphur Springs sideline over at the 30. I believe that's number 3, Jaden Gibson. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll see what the deal is with Mr. Gibson here when we get back. And we're back, folks, as we see Jaden Gibson walking off the field with the help of the trainers, favoring his left leg, not really wanting to put any pressure on that right leg there, it looks like.
Yeah, he's giving it a little hop, skip, and a jump there, so hopefully he's going to be okay, but the trainers are definitely helping Gibson off the field. And the right leg is walking kind of gingerly, so hopefully Gibson will be okay. Reagan Goggins replaces him at the left cornerback spot. 2nd and 10 for Sulphur Springs after the incompletion. Man in motion. Looks like he went illegally in motion as he went forward. The pass is complete. The receiver is still loose. Tackles is finally made at the 30-yard line, but I think that's going to come back with a backfield in motion.
Yeah, we'll see what all they call here. Is there's 3 flags down on the play, and number 54 also lost his helmet for the Wildcats, so he's going to take a play off.
That's the second lost helmet tonight, this time by Jeff Stevenson, the center. All right, so we have multiple flags down. We know that there was backfield in motion, or illegal motion, as they call it now.
And I believe Archer said number 4 for the Lions may have jumped offside, so those 2 penalties may offset, but we'll see here. There's 3 flags on the play.
We never get the names of the referees, so we can't identify. We do have an offsides against Greenville.
Against Greenville?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it looks like we've got maybe a personal foul against Greenville, and then the illegal motion, and all the penalties are going to offset. So no harm, no foul, I guess, Bentley.
I suppose you're right. So it will be 2nd and 10 here, as it looks like they're just going to replay the down. And 2nd and 10 with 5:21 left on the clock from the Greenville 39-yard line.
I would think that Coach Collins is not going to be happy with the number of penalties they've had here in the first half.
Probably not. I think they've had more penalties in the first half so far than they had all game last week.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Okay, 5:07 remaining. Sulphur Springs on the march at the Greenville 39-yard line. Mitchell has two running backs. Fakes to both of them, throws to the right. That's Jackson Hare once again, and Hare's loose on the sideline on the far side. Takes it into the end zone for a Sulphur Springs touchdown. Jackson Hare, he's got some speed now, I want to tell you.
He really does, and that's going to set the score right now to 26-7. There is a flag, one flag on the play here.
That one's going to come back, folks. That's a penalty against Sulphur Springs. So the run or the pass reception by Hare is going to be nullified. So the score will stay at 20-7. And they'll be marching the Wildcats back from that original line of scrimmage, which was the Greenville 32-yard line.
Yeah, and we'll take it any way we can get it on that one. Is hopefully the Lions defense will stand strong here and maybe be able to force something different here.
Well, now the play must have been, the block must have been downfield, so the spot brings it right back to exactly where it was. And there's a running back. It's probably Hare, and he's loose now on this side, and he breaks a tackle. Finally goes down at about the 13-yard line of the Lions.
Yeah, he was taken down by number 10, Bryson Sanders, as well as number 4, Mark Dumas.
So Sulphur Springs is showing the offensive firepower that they displayed last week against Mesquite Poteet when they put 68 on the Pirates. They've got 20 so far on the Lions here with 4:15 remaining, clock running in the first half. Lion defense been on the field quite a bit once again, Bentley. Chasing Jackson Hare all around the field. This time Deuce Hall is a quarterback. Hands off to Hare once again. Hare breaks a tackle, and he's close to the end zone, and he's into the end zone.
4 missed tackles.
That just goes to show just how shifty number 7 Hare is for Sulphur Springs, as he was able to break numerous tackles there on that play.
Yep, and as Aiden Lewis talked in the coaches show, the Lions definitely have to improve on their tackling, because there are a couple of clear shots at Hare that time, and nobody could really bring him down. So touchdown Sulphur Springs. Rodriguez setting up for the PAT, had the last one blocked. Trying to make it 27-7. And the kick is up and good. Sulphur Springs leading by 20 here in the first half against the Greenville Lions.
Yeah, so we going a little differently than we would have liked to have expected so far, but hopefully the Lions will be able to turn it around here in the second half, as there's just a tick under 4 minutes left in this first half here.
Lions have 2 timeouts remaining. So they have opportunities, and with the passing game, you generally can bleed the clock a little bit more, use the clock. Every incompletion results in a stoppage, so you get a first down, you got another stoppage. So let's see if Rodriguez can do something through the air, using Whitus and Caleb Hale, and haven't seen Dadrian Payton yet tonight. The senior wide receiver who was so effective last year has not been on the field yet tonight.
Yeah, and overall, I would say the Lions have definitely improved this week in their pass protection aspect, I would say. It looks like Rodriguez has had a lot more time to throw the ball, so hopefully he'll be able to utilize that this drive.
Deep receivers for Greenville standing at the 10-yard line. Renner and Hale. Short kick. Going to be taken by Yost. He calls a fair catch this time and fields it cleanly at the 27-yard line.
Greenville's going to set up here 1st and 10 from the 27 and see if they can get something going here.
Lions offense, I think we could safely say, once again has been sputtering, Bentley.
Yeah, outside of that one defensive touchdown, they haven't had much of a scoring opportunity here, but hopefully they're able to get something going here and get the ball moving and catch their feet a little bit and run into the second half strong.
Let's see what Rodriguez can do. He takes the snap, hands off this time to Renner. Renner's got some room, and Renner forces his way up close to the 35-yard line. Quickly to the line of scrimmage go the Lions. That was Jaden Johnson on the carry. It's the first time we've seen him in the offensive backfield. So the Lions go without a huddle, 3:30 remaining. Rodriguez takes a low snap, hands off once again. This time the Lions are stopped at the line of scrimmage. Middle linebacker for Greenville, or for Sulphur Springs, I think that was Alex McCormick. McCormick and King are both in there, and both of them really good players. Lots of tackles last week, 14 each by those two linebackers. All right, 3rd down, 5 yards for the Lions, needing a first down, 2:55 remaining. Rodriguez looks to his right, finds his man. It's Washington. Washington steps out of bounds, and then he's hit out of bounds, and there's a penalty. Not sure he had the first down, Bentley, but that penalty of late hit will probably result in the Greenville first down.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it looks like it is going to, as we'll see exactly where they spot the ball here in just a second.
I think that's Greg Washington's first reception of the year.
I think it is too, and it was a good catch. He got real close and then got a little bit of help with the penalty there, as they're going to bring the ball quite a ways down, all the way to the Sulphur Springs 47-yard line for first and 10.
That's a 15-yard personal foul. Rodriguez hands this time, and it's loose. It's Johnson. Johnson breaks a tackle. He's down at the 20, inside the 20, loses his hat. Somebody lost his hat. Jaden Johnson with a nice run off right tackle.
He got all the way about to the 15-yard line, or they're going to, spot it at the 18-yard line for a huge gain by Jaden Johnson there.
That's the third helmet that the Wildcats have lost. And here's another handoff, but before that, there's a procedure penalty, unfortunately, against the Lions. False start against the red team. That'll be a 1st and 15. Ball's now moved back to the 23-yard line of Sulphur Springs. Lions with an effective running game this time, and mix in a little bit of a pass and a penalty. So 3 receivers, including Washington, are out to the left. Johnson is behind Rodriguez. He gets the handoff, and he's immediately encountered by defensive lineman of Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, so that looks like it's going to bring up 2nd and 15 here again, as it looks like they're going to call him back to the line, that line of scrimmage, but no gain, unfortunately.
Noah Davenport into the mix at tight end, replacing Caleb Yost. 2nd down, we'll call it 15 yards to go. In motion is Johnson, looking downfield and spotting his receiver for a touchdown! Beautiful throw by Rodriguez that time. Great protection, good throw, good catch. Put it right between the numbers.
And that was Rodriguez to Hale for the first offensive touchdown of the season for the Lions, and the first high school career touchdown for Rodriguez.
Beautiful throw. Just everything worked perfectly that time for the Lions, and it results in a Greenville offensive touchdown. First one of the season. We'll call that a 23-yard touchdown pass from freshman Phoenix Rodriguez to Caleb Hale. And here's Rojas with the point after attempt. Kick is up and good. So the Lions trail 27-14 with 1:32 remaining here in the first half.
So definitely a good little flip there for the Lions, as it cuts the deficit to 13 here. And hopefully they're able to stand strong here against this Sulphur Springs offense. And if I remember correctly, they did defer at the beginning of the game, so the Lions will get the ball to start the second half. And that'll be some good news here for the Lions and Lion fans as we look to mount a second half comeback.
Again, we talked about Rodriguez and his accuracy, and he's missed a couple tonight. But that time he was spot on, and kudos to that offensive line for giving him the time he needed to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. They gave him some time, and he made something good happen on the field.
The cheerleaders are excited. I think the fans are happy to see another Greenville score. They trail now by 13, and if the defense can hold, that's a pretty good showing going to the locker room, maybe only down 13 points.
Yeah, definitely a big showing.
Joshua Rojas handling the kicking duties. His last one went down inside the 15-yard line. So he's got a leg. He's a little guy. Here he comes. Oh, and it's the ball fell off the tee. I thought for a minute it was an onside kick, but the ball fell off the tee. And I don't think it blew off because there's no wind.
Yeah, so they're going to get to reset it here, and I was going to say kick it again, but I don't think he kicked it the first time.
No, clearly. It's a good thing he didn't because it really didn't go anywhere. All right, so Rojas going to try again here. And the kick is high and comes down at about the 18-yard line, taken there, running right, with lots of room to run. They had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week, but that time, one-on-one tackle in the open field was made beautifully
by number 4, Dumas, but there is a flag on the play, so we'll see what that's about here in a second.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Dumas knows how to tackle.
He really does. And that was looked to be a pretty textbook tackle to me. Dive at the legs and take him out, and it's a good play there, it looked like to me, by the junior Dumas.
The Wildcats have speed at so many different positions, Bentley. I mean, that wasn't one of the guys whose number we've been calling tonight, and he got across the field real quickly, and I thought he was going to break it.
Yeah, I did too, but luckily he was able to get chased down by the Lions, or luckily for us he was chased down by the Lions and stopped.
He got the ball up to the 44-yard line, so the Wildcats have 56 yards to cover in a minute and 24. They have one timeout remaining. Senior Mitchell has 2 receivers either side. Looks like a passing formation to me. He fakes to the running back, looking deep, throwing deep, has a man, and it's broken up nicely by one of the Greenville defenders who had double coverage that time. That might have been Jeffrey. Morian Jeffrey on the receiving end of that one. He just couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, it looks like it was broken up by number 1, Aiden Lewis.
I think Noah Davenport might have been back there too.
I think he was.
Very close to a reception. It's a beautiful throw by Mitchell. That was pretty much on the money. Good thing that the Lions had a man back there to get a hand on that one.
Yes, sir. 2nd and 10 here for the Wildcats from their own 44-yard line.
Same formation, 2 receivers either side. Man in motion out of the backfield. Fakes to him, looking right. Overthrows his man here on the near sideline. Incomplete, being a 3rd and 10 with 1:11 remaining. He was looking that time for Wyatt Watson, but clearly threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, and that was number 18, Jamorion Hamilton, that was providing some really good pressure there on the quarterback for the Lions, and ultimately was able to force him to throw it out of bounds. Because he didn't have much cooking for him, and he didn't have any time left to look for it.
So he very wisely threw the ball out of bounds. All right, 3rd and 10. Mitchell fakes, drops back. A little screen pass. The Lions had that one covered. Ball's loose, but it's an incomplete pass. So the Lions are going to force a punting situation. And who knows, with 1:05 remaining and 2 timeouts, maybe the Lion offense can generate something, get some more points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, the situation is definitely in their favor to put some more points on the board. And like I said earlier, just a reminder, folks, the Lions will be receiving the second half kickoff. And so there's another good chance as they ultimately could kind of have two back-to-back offensive drives here.
Chris White is standing at his own 20-yard line, right, waiting for this punt. Good snap, good kick. Ball's going to bounce, and White covers it. I thought he was going to let it go, but he wisely at least stopped it from rolling any further down into Greenville territory. So it'll be first down at the 19-yard line. So a long way to go for the Lion offense, but who knows?
56 seconds left on the clock, and they've got 2 timeouts. So if they can get something and get a timeout or get something and get out of bounds, they'll be in good shape here.
Now, let me ask you something, Bentley. You got a freshman quarterback, right? You could go to the locker room right now. You could sit on this one, go in 13 down, or you can see what he can do. What do you think?
I'd let him see what he can do, personally, but I can understand either way. And it looks like they're going to let him see what he can do.
Well, he's certainly in a passing formation with 2 receivers to the right. Washington at H-back, man in motion. Rodriguez looking downfield, getting a little pressure now. He's rolling to his left, and he fumbles the ball, I think, but he's thrown out of bounds for about a loss of 5 yards. Couldn't find his man. Good coverage that time by the Sulphur Springs secondary. He might have been looking for his motion man on that little flat pass, and that guy must have been covered because he elected not to try it.
Yeah, I think you're right. So it looks like it's going to bring up 2nd and 13 here for the Lions with 41 seconds left on the clock from their own 16-yard line.
Now what do you do? Maybe you eat it now?
Maybe, but it doesn't look like they're going to.
Well, they got Washington in at the H-back on the right side. 2 receivers right. Tight formation on the left. Can't tell whether that's Yost or Davenport over there at the tight end position.
I believe it's Yost.
There's nothing going on down on the field. The referees have a stop.
Change the top of the line of the time. They're putting it back to 44 seconds.
Okay.
Reset of the time from 41 seconds to 44 seconds.
Okay. Rodriguez takes a snap. This time he does hand off. And off left tackle. Nothing doing. Caden Johnson on the carry. Sulphur Springs electing to take a timeout here, it looks like.
Yeah, and Greenville could have just let the clock burn there, but it looks like Sulphur Springs may have taken that timeout to make them run another play, as they're maybe hoping they can get something cooking with their defense.
Well, you never can tell. You might force a fumble, and all of a sudden you're right there knocking on the door.
Exactly.
20 seconds remain here. The Lions 2 timeouts. They'll take those to the locker room with them. They just want this one to be over, to be able to run these next 27 seconds off and not have to get into punt formation.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's going to be a challenge, probably some kind of a sweep. I don't think I'd take a chance with the option. You want as safe a play as possible.
Yeah.
Maybe hand that ball off to the man in motion and see if we get a sweep action. Let's see what happens with Rodriguez. Lions trail by 13, 27-14 here toward the end of the first half. Handoff straight up the gut. Stopped quickly, maybe a gain of 2. And that will probably do it because Sulphur Springs has no timeouts remaining. So we got 13 seconds and they'll just tick right off the clock. Play clock is 31, so this first half is over, folks.
Yeah, and just a reminder, Greenville will receive the second half kickoff down by 13 points as they look to bounce back here in the second half and get something good going.
And Coach Collins calls the team together as he did at the end of the game last week. It's not a matter of running into the locker room. It's come here, boys. We're going to talk, and we're going to decide what we're going to do here at the halftime break. And so he's telling them, he's giving them what for right now. He's very demonstrative, in terms of his message to the Lions.
Definitely very passionate, that's for sure. As we do see the Lions break huddle now and head to the locker room, and I'm sure they're going to talk it over a lot more in the locker room over these next 28 minutes.
We did have a couple of injuries that we tried to identify for you, and I think possibly for the Lions, Caden Bell and Devin Stroud are the players that are not in uniform tonight. Hope to see those guys back in the action. And one of the other Lions is slowly walking off the field. I don't know whether that's Gibson or who that is, but it may have a couple of injuries. But we're going to take a break now, and we'll enjoy the band performances, maybe have an opportunity to talk with David Claiborne.
Serving the people of Greenville is what we do. At GEUS, community involvement, volunteering, giving back through sponsorships, and providing hometown service with world-class reliability are just a few of our priorities. Being a locally owned public power utility means we are your family, friends, and neighbors. Community involvement and giving is easy when you are serving your hometown. Nationally recognized reliability and service, owned by those we serve for over 130 years.
Bob Muty alongside Archer O'Neill as Bentley takes a break. We're waiting for David Claiborne's statistics. So, Archer, you've got an opportunity not only to witness what goes on here in the booth, but also to see the Lions in action.
Yes, sir. I think they've been playing pretty well on the defensive side, missing a few tackles here and there, but I think that D-line has been pretty strong, and the linebackers as well. And I feel like the offense has their potential brewing, but I think they just need to make a few more connections, and I think we can have a pretty good game, pretty good second half.
Yeah, we saw an opportunistic Lion defense pick up a fumble and run it in for a touchdown, and then of course the beautiful pass from Rodriguez to Caleb Hale, 23-yard touchdown to make it 27-14. Now we have some stats courtesy of our sports editor here in Greenville from the Herald Banner, David Claiborne. And we got you mic'd up, David, and he's putting his papers together while the drill team from Sulphur Springs gets ready to perform. Once again, the Lions trail here at halftime, 27-14. Do you have enough light there, David?
Yeah, I've got plenty of light.
Okay.
Well, I've got first down, Sulphur Springs 11, Greenville 6. I got Sulphur Springs 143 yards rushing, Greenville 55. Sulphur Springs 124 yards passing for 267 total. I got Greenville 43 yards passing for 98 total.
Okay.
7 of 10 passing Sulphur Springs. Greenville, Phoenix is 4 of 8. Of course, they had the nice 23-yard touchdown pass. And the defense came up big on that one play with the fumble return for the touchdown. But this is kind of what I was expecting out of Sulphur Springs. Last week they scored 68 points and had 625 yards total offense.
Yeah.
So the Lions held them under 300.
Yep.
But the Lions are going to have to try to keep pace because this Sulphur Springs team's got some talent.
Yeah, and they're without Keyshawn John. We don't know why he's not playing, but he was the guy who was most effective running the ball last week for Sulphur Springs, and he's been replaced tonight by Jackson Hare. We don't know about
Hare,
him.
I like him. He had 7 carries, 108 yards. Deuce Hall, I think they call it shotgun formation, but when he puts it in there, I'd call it the Wildcat formation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Running out of Wildcat, Deuce Hall, he ran for a couple of touchdowns for Sulphur Springs. He has 32 yards and 6 carries. That seems to be his purpose, to go in there in the goal line situation and look for the opening, and they give him the green light. But that quarterback, Caden Mitchell, he started out, he completed his first 7. The Lions kind of buckled down there at the end. They forced 3 incompletions, so maybe they can get a little momentum out of this. As far as Lions runners,
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who was the guy who forced that fumble?
The guy that I had was... Jamorian Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hamlin's made several big plays. He must have blitzed in there and
he got a hold of the quarterback and shook the ball loose, and that was a big play.
That was huge.
Huge play. You know, and it took because it was all Sulphur Springs up to that point, and then that stopped their offense a little bit. But that's going to be the key for the Lions. Try to make some more breaks and get the ball rolling and get some points up there.
They've had some receivers open in the secondary of Sulphur Springs. So if the Lions can continue to protect Rodriguez, I think they've done a pretty decent job. We'll be able to put some points on the board.
As far as rushing, I have Jaden Johnson with 33 yards on 6 carries, and have Daniel Renner 28 yards on 5 carries. Renner, he does a little bit of everything. Running. They got him running back, and he makes plays in the secondary. Last week he made some big plays.
He's playing on kick coverage too. He made a tackle on kick coverage.
He's their fastest player.
Yeah.
He's gone to area twice in the 100-meter dash.
Yeah.
And they expect him. I expect him to get the ball.
Yeah.
You want to get the ball to your fastest guy.
Yep.
And he's much improved in his running. He runs pretty hard.
He does.
He had one down along the sideline. I thought he ran very hard.
I just hope he's got enough gas in the tank for the rest of the game.
Here's the big thing is Sulphur Springs 8 penalties for 85 yards. These two teams, when they play this rivalry, it gets chippy out there.
Yeah, I
know.
noticed.
We're seeing it again.
Yeah, what was Greenville's penalty situation?
3 for 25. That's not bad.
All right.
You start out, you had 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties there early on. Well, last time they played, there were a bunch of unsportsmanlike. These teams, they get fired up to play each other, and it's interesting to watch it.
Well, a much better opportunity to talk about the statistics here at this halftime than we had last weekend.
I was looking forward to this game. It's going to be interesting, kind of a true test to see where the Lions are, because when they can match up well against Sulphur Springs, they could match up with some of the district teams. Sulphur Springs, they're on the upswing. The last time the Lions beat them, Sulphur Springs finished 0-10. But that's not an 0-10 Sulphur Springs team out there by any stretch.
I'm surprised they're picked to finish 5th in their district.
Well, their district is killer.
Yeah, I know.
I think, just looking at it, might be the toughest 4A district in Division. Against the Division 2, the toughest one that I've seen.
Yeah.
They got some. There were like 3 teams in there that won 11 games last year.
Wow.
So they've got to try to do well now, because they don't know what they're going to do against some of those district teams.
Yeah, and they need to try to stay healthy. Yeah.
The Lions got some tough teams ahead. That district opener against Midlothian Heritage, that's going to be something.
Yeah.
But I saw something that Midlothian Heritage lost to Stephenville.
Yeah, lost big in
38-3.
Yeah, and Stephenville's a classification below them, but
we know
Stephenville's a powerhouse.
Stephenville. We know Stephenville. So that surprised me, because Midlothian Heritage was 12-1 last year, and they were picked 11th in Dave Campbell's Texas football. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these teams like Greenville's played Corsicana many times. Yeah. They went 2-8 last year, and I'm not used to that. But I can't imagine Corsicana is going to be 2-8 again.
Yeah, we'll see.
And Ennis, always tough.
Yeah.
And Terrell, I've been told they're down a little bit.
Well, Frisco Heritage was beating Terrell tonight early, so
we'll
have to see.
I was told that Terrell had a good run of skill position players, and they're not as strong in that area, what I've been told. But we know that Sedberry's can coach.
Right.
Marvin Sr., Marvin Jr., and they really get up to play Greenville, because Coach Sedberry used to be here. So. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game.
Well, it's a few weeks before we get to see the Terrell Tigers. But, David, we appreciate your time this afternoon, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS. Thank you, David.
Sure.
Foster, Connor Dawes, Rich Taylor, and Marshall Oman. The band would like to thank our amazing band boosters for all of their awesome work and support. Follow the band next week at Homecoming as we add more to the show. And go Wildcats! Ladies and gentlemen, Greenville High School is proud to present the oldest drill team in the world, the Flaming Flashes. The Flaming Flashes are led onto this field this week by our seniors, Brianna Jimenez, Abigail Salas, Diana Howard, Miranda Nahara, Adriana Rios, TJ Mathis, Jillian Sherrill, Skylar Castaneda, Sophia Duran, Priscilla Gonzalez, Chelsea Ariola, Darlene Beltran Gutierrez, and Brisa Gutierrez. Flashes of the week are Priscilla Gonzalez and Brianna Jimenez. The Flashes will now perform a jazz to Hits Don't Lie. The Flashes would like to dedicate this performance to our GEUS staff member of the week, Mr. Vic.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Flaming Flashes. The Flashes in the direction of Anna Strickland and Letitia Bear. Now performing is our very own Lion Pride Band. The Lion Pride Band is in its 94th year and is under the direction of Head Director Dr. Matt Omby, Assistant Director Luke Daly, and Percussion Director John Grant. Color guard instruction by A.J. Pott, drill design by Stephen Cross. Drum majors are Ayanara Escobar, Angelica Galeria, and Mariana Ochoa. The Lion Pride Band is proudly sponsored by Alliance Bank, Bottle Camp Alley, Chandler & Coates, Fuller's Nursery, Greenville Masonite, and loving memory of Carl Conover, McDonald's, the Ronca Clinic, Select Sod and Stone of Supply, Sunshield Window Tint, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, the Texan Theater, UAW Lovelit 967 Greenville, Texas, UFS Signature Landscape. Our section of the week is the Lion Pride Percussion Section. Please enjoy this year's Lion Pride Band marching production, Full Throttle.
You were up there?
than a year now, the GEUS Roundup program has helped neighbors in need by you giving just a little. We still need your help to help those who need it, and there are 3 ways you can choose to participate. 1. Commit to rounding up your bill to the nearest dollar and donating 1 cent to 99 cents per month. 2. Choose a recurring set amount contribution. 3. Choose a one-time set amount contribution. The GEUS Roundup program is easy to participate in and has the ability to make a huge impact on someone else in our community. Your ability to help is the only thing that matters.
Manny's job is making sure Greenville's power stays on. After hours, he is there to help our local team keep their 3-point lead. GEUS, powering the community for more than 130 years.
Welcome back to T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium here in Greenville, Texas. Beautiful night for football. We've got the Sulphur Springs Wildcats on top of the Greenville Lions by a score of 27-14 here at halftime. Lions will be receiving the second half kickoff, as Bentley indicated a bit before the halftime show by the 2 bands and the 2 drill teams, which did an excellent job, I might add. Gave us an opportunity to grab a bite to eat, take a little potty break, and now we're ready to roll.
We are, and hoping to see a good second half here of football as both teams are talking it over, and then we'll have kickoff here shortly.
We do have an injury report that we suspect is the case. Jaden Gibson, who was injured late in that second quarter, did require some help going to the locker room, so we don't expect to see number 3 at the cornerback spot here in the second half. He'll probably be replaced by Reagan Goggins, and so he'll join Caden Bell and Devin Stroud on the injured list, and hopefully those 3 guys will be better. And there he comes in the golf cart right there. He sustained a lower leg injury, I think on the right leg, and he's right now climbing out of the golf cart and onto the crutches as the kickoff takes place. Greenville Fair catches the ball at the 30-yard line. Again, that's Caleb Yost, so the Lions will set up shop right there.
Yeah, and you obviously never want to lose a player to injury, but the Lions definitely do have a few other cornerbacks like Reagan Goggins, who we saw do a lot for the Lions last year, and hopefully he'll be able to step up in a big part in this game. But we'll have to wait another drive to see that, because the Lions are going to be here on offense, and we'll see what they can get going here as they'll start on their own 30-yard line, like you said.
Looks like Jaden Johnson in the backfield behind Rodriguez takes the pitch, has just a sliver of room off the right side, and maybe gets a yard and a half.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go ahead and give him 2 there, so it'll bring up 2nd and 8 here for the Lions. We'll see if they opt to run the ball here again, or if they let the freshman quarterback throw it. Interested to see what they get going here with number 2, Caleb Hale, out right on the home sideline.
Could that have been Tobias Abram on that carry? You can see if that's number 20. Here's a break, and it's a good run, and it is Abram in the backfield.
And that's a name we haven't really called very many times, the junior running back Abram. But hopefully he'll be able to get in to be a big part of this offense and see if he can get something going here, because it's always good to have a fresh set of legs in the backfield.
And he went off the block of Levi Davenport on the right tackle. So conversion for the Greenville offense. Once again, Abram gets the handoff. He tries left side this time. Might have fumbled the ball, or just is thrown backwards by that very stout Sulphur Springs defense.
Yeah, and they were trying to force a fumble there, but Abram was able to hold on to the ball.
Boy, they treated him pretty roughly there, Bentley. Surely there was a whistle at the line to gain the forward progress there. Single receiver out to the left. We got 4 in the backfield, tight. Handoff this time, once again, off the left side. Very short yardage.
Several players here appear to be indicating for a fumble. We'll see what the referees have to say here. The players want it to go towards Sulphur Springs, but we'll see if it ends up a Sulphur Spring ball or not.
Looks like it might.
And it looks like
Lions are staying on the field, so I think maybe Aber might have gotten on his own fumble there.
I think so, yeah. Greenville was able to recover the fumble. Bring up 2nd and 8 here for the Lions. Excuse me, 3rd and 8 here for the Lions. And I'd imagine we see a pass play here as they've got 3 receivers out to the left.
Tight end on the right side is Caleb Yost.
Damian Bankston, Caleb Hale, and Chris White is all out to the left.
Rodriguez looks left and misses his target at that time. It's almost intercepted at the 40-yard line, so it's incomplete. Going to bring up a 4th down punting situation for the Lions. Not about to gamble with this field position. The Lions turn it over with 9:16 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, trailing 27-14. Caleb Yost in punt formation, standing at his own 33-yard line.
2 return men back deep for the Wildcats, standing on their 25-yard line as we see a bit of an interesting formation here, and they break it, come up to the line of scrimmage for the Lions.
Our deep snapper is Jorge Aguilera, and he's been doing a good job. Gets another good snap. Yost gets it away. It's a good kick. Taking it to 20. Going to his right is Hall. He breaks the tackle, comes back to his left. Got some room at the 40. He's at the 50, the 40, and he's forced out of bounds at the 30-yard line by Cody Waldrop after a beautiful run and return by Deuce Hall.
So a big run back there by number 6 for the Wildcats, as it's going to set them up with great field position here right at about their 30-yard line.
Lions had him in their grasp right at about the 20-yard line, a couple of them, and good job by Hall to break the tackles, and then he had a lot of green between him and the 25-yard line, or actually 30-yard line. So 1st down for Sulphur Springs there. 9 minutes exactly remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Jaden Mitchell, senior quarterback, big guy, hands off, good room up the middle. That's not Jackson Hare this time. It's
it looked like number 1, Keyshawn John.
Yep, I guess maybe a little bit of disciplinary action kept John out of the first half. That's generally what happens.
Yeah, that's all I can think of. The tackle was made by number 33, Cody Waldrop there, and after he picked up about 3 yards.
And we'll call it 2nd and 7. Rolling right and throwing to a wide open receiver who drops the ball. That's a break for the Lions, as that ball was right on the money, and I think the receiver decided to run before he caught the ball.
Yeah, and that's big for the Lions. It'll bring up 3rd and 7, and if he'd caught that, he would have been off to the races. There was nobody between him and the red end zone.
It might have been Wyatt Watson over there, number 9. I'm not exactly sure. But it is going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. They're not in the red zone, but close at the 27-yard line of the Lions. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Rolling right, little inside handoff on a reverse, and close to the 1st down. The ball might be loose.
You got it?
It looks like it may have been a fumble, and it looks like Greenville recovered it.
That's Jamorian Hamilton, I think, with the ball.
I believe you're right. So that'll bring up a 1st down for the Greenville Lions from the 22-yard line.
I wonder if that was John on the carry.
I think it was, and several Lions were able to get in there and break it up and ultimately cause the fumble that was scooped up by Hamilton.
I like the design of that play. A quarterback rolls to his right, and it's almost like a static handoff to his running back coming on a little bit of a reverse. And he was close to 1st down yardage before that ball popped loose. 1st down Lions, however, as the defense steps up with a turnover. Man in motion. Rodriguez looks downfield. It's intercepted at the 25. Still running. Breaks a tackle and is down at the 17-yard line of Greenville. So quick turn of events there as Rodriguez's pass is picked off by Sulphur Springs. That might have been Alex McCormick on that pick. That was a great drop by the linebacker.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it was taken down by numerous lines, but the first line to make contact appeared to be number 22, Damian Bankston, a junior for Greenville.
A lot of names we haven't called previously with Abram and Bankston in the game now.
And Bankston is listed as the third string H-back here on the depth chart.
All right, Deuce Hall at quarterback. Hands off to his running back, coming left. And he picks up about 5 yards before Caleb Yost assists one of his teammates on the tackle. I think that was Dumas also in on that play.
Yeah, Yost got him up high and Dumas got him down low, and they were able to take him down and limit the damage there, as it looks like it'll bring up 2nd and 5 here for the Wildcats.
Wildcats trying to increase this 13-point lead here early in the third quarter. Let's see who's going to be at the controls this time for Sulphur Springs. It is the senior Mitchell. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hand off to the running back up the middle. He's got some room. Brought down after a first down pickup, I believe. Very close. Actually, it's going to be short. Bring up a 3rd down and 1. Quickly to the line of scrimmage for the Wildcats. Again, a handoff to the running back. Coming left. And gets a first down inside the 5-yard line. That is Giovanni Ibarra on the carry for Sulphur Springs. So it was a quick return and a quick exit for Mr. John tonight. If he fumbled the ball, he's obviously not in the good graces of the coaches.
Yeah, and it may have been one of those things, if you fumbled it and you're out for the game, you're not coming back in. So it'll be interesting to see if we see him again.
Short night for the leading rusher from last week. 1st and goal for Sulphur Springs. Call it the 3-yard line. And off this time to Ibarra. And he's into the end zone for a Sulphur Springs touchdown. Goes off right tackle. You got some pretty good sized offensive linemen, Bentley, and we talked about Johnson on the left side, but they got some guys on the entire offensive line that look like that. I'm going to guess they might, average somewhere around 280.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. Maybe even a little bit more when you add in the fact that Vincent Johnson weighs about 350 on his own.
Yeah. Here comes the point attempt by Rodriguez. It's a good hold. It's up, and it's good. Sulphur Springs 33, Greenville 14. Time for a message from GEUS 34.
And we get the shake off from Matthew. Say, let's talk for a little bit. So we're back here. 6 minutes left on the clock after that score by Sulphur Springs. Bring us to 34, Sulphur Springs 34, Greenville 14. And we'll see what the Lions can get going here after that play and see what they can get going on offense.
We've got one more preseason game next week. We'll be at Joshua. We're a 7 o'clock kickoff. Don't have any information on the Joshua team at this point. I don't even know where Joshua is.
It's on the other side of Mansfield from us, so it's a bit of a haul. Near Cleburne, Matthew says.
Okay. Well, I'm familiar with Mansfield. That's where I've been staying for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right. We've got a 34-14 game. Lions will go back on offense. They got that turnover, but turned it right back over to Sulphur Springs, who converted for the touchdown. The deep receivers this time are standing at the 20. Once again, it's a short kick, and it's taken by Yost, this time at the 38-yard line. Did he call a fair catch?
He did.
Okay, I was going to say, if he didn't, he should have. Okay, so the Lions get a little bit better field position. Let's see if they can get the offense generating again. That's the first interception that Rodriguez has thrown. So he's got his first touchdown pass and his first pick.
Yeah, and hopefully it's nothing serious, but I have not seen Daniel Renner on the field much this second half, and Archer pointed out to me earlier he was on the sideline during that defensive drive.
Well, he's a busy guy, or had been in the first half. Rodriguez has a man wide open, and he overshoots GEUS. Oh, my goodness, and look at the trash talking by Jason Hardy. Oh, wow, Grayson Hardy, he's been carrying on all night long. I saw him taunting at in the first half. He clearly taunted. In that case, I'm surprised he didn't draw a foul. Pretty unsportsmanlike on Hardy's part. He's a good player, too. All right, 2nd and 10. Rodriguez takes a snap, hands off. Nothing doing up the middle. That might have been Abram again.
Yeah, I believe you're right, as it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 here for the Lions after the incompletion and then not being able to break the line of scrimmage there.
A lot of guys getting an opportunity to play tonight. I thought initially that Jaden Johnson was going to be in the backfield, but Johnson's clearly going to be on defense most of the rest of the night, as Abram seems to have taken over the running back spot since Renner has not seen very much action on offense thus far. 3rd and 10, looking left, overshoots Abram in the flat as Rodriguez is clearly struggling a little bit with his accuracy.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration there on the young quarterback, but we'll see what he can get going hopefully in the next drive here, is they're going to punt it away with 5:18 left in the 3rd quarter here. GEUS trots on along with his punting unit.
Well, you can't keep putting your defense back on the field so quick. Last time 1 play, turn it over. Now 3 plays, and turn it over again. So defense back on the field. Very little time went off the clock with those incomplete passes. And clearly Rodriguez missed a couple of open receivers that time, Bentley. It's not like him.
No, it isn't. But hopefully they'll be able to talk to him and figure out what it is and be able to do something a little different here, as it looks like Greenville's going to take a timeout. And we'll see what they got to say here as they're going to talk it over.
You don't think they would try a fake punt, would you?
I don't think so, but you never know. They might.
They have very little to lose. It is preseason, and clearly Sulphur Springs is a dominant team, and they're as likely to score from 80 yards as they are from 40 with their track meet mentality.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Greenville definitely needs some points here, being down 20 at this point. So who knows? We may see something like that in the works. I'm not 100% sure why else they would have called a timeout there.
See Mark Dumas in there as one of the gunners on the right end spot. And Jorge Aguilara on the snap. High snap. Kind of a little rugby style kick, and it's going to go out of bounds quickly, and there goes a man down for Greenville, and that was the center Aguilara, who was blocked down at the 35-yard line.
And did a whole little flip there, it looks like.
Yeah. Got up saying, "Hey, what's going on? The ball is out of bounds." It was kind of a late block there, ref. 5:12 remaining. 3rd quarter, 34-14, Sulphur Springs. Ball's placed at their own 36-yard line. See if Daniel Renner's in that defensive backfield. I think, Bentley, you're right. I do not see 0 out there. And that's a concern for sure.
Archer just told us he's got his pads off on the bench.
There's John with the carry, and good defense on the left side by the Lions.
Yeah, stop him after about a 1-yard gain or so there to bring up 2nd and 9 here for the Wildcats. And great play there by number 7, Reagan Goggins.
Got a little help from GEUS, I think, on that play too, Bentley.
Yeah, I think you're right.
See Ethan Brand in there at the right outside linebacker spot. Johnson in the middle. Three down linemen with Savage now manning the nose guard spot. 2nd and 9. Deuce Hall in the backfield with Mitchell. Takes the handoff. It's caught from behind, but he slithers his way on a spin move across the 40-yard line for positive yardage.
Bring up 3rd and 5 here, it looks like, or 3rd and 6 here for the Wildcats after that 3-yard gain.
Yeah, they spotted it back at the 40. So his forward progress must have been at the 40-yard line. So we'll call it 3rd and a long 6 for Sulphur Springs. Defense of Greenville looking for another stop here. Back is Mitchell, looking downfield, has his man, complete at the 45-yard line of Greenville and brought down at the 42.
And taken down by numerous lines there, led by number 12, Ethan Brand on the tackle.
And Skylar Lewis on the reception. A good ball that time by Mitchell. Good protection, good throw, good catch. Defensive secondary of the Lions a little bit dinged up right now with Renner not in the ball game and Gibson out as well.
And hopefully these aren't injuries that keep them out for long periods of time. Hopefully it's just something minor and they're able to be back out there next week.
Mitchell goes forward to tell his lineman what the play is, down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes a snap, hands off, lots of room off left tackle, and great open field tackle that time. That's Yost on the play. Beautiful play defensively by the senior.
After about a 3-yard pickup or so, 3.5 yards, going to bring up about 2nd and 7 here. 2nd and 6, they're going to call it.
Yost coming up from his free safety spot to make that play.
Big play there by the senior safety.
2nd and 7 for Sulphur Springs. Ball at the 39-yard line of Greenville. Caden Mitchell takes a snap, drops back, looks downfield, is pressured. Now he's loose, throws, complete at the 30. Receiver is brought down at the 23 of Greenville for another Sulphur Springs first down.
And that was number 7, Reagan Goggins on the tackle with assistance from number 16, Yost.
Well, we saw a really good quarterback last week, and I think we're seeing another one tonight here on the opposition as senior Caden Mitchell has had some really nice throws tonight to some pretty wide open receivers quite a few times.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, and that's something else too that Sulphur Springs has had going for them. They got a lot of speed on that offense.
1st and 10, Wildcats. 5 seconds on the play clock. Once again, Mitchell up at the line of scrimmage, barking signals. Takes a snap, looking downfield, throwing into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Good coverage that time by the Lion DBs.
Number 1, Lewis, and number 7, Goggins working together there to keep that pass from falling into the arms of the receiver.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Down to 1:32 remaining here in the third quarter of a 34-14 ball game. Sulphur Springs in front. Sulphur Springs 1-0 in the season after a 68-17 win over Poteet. Lions at 0-1 after a 26-0 shutout loss to Briscoe Heritage. Here's a handoff to Hall, or from Hall, and very little doing there for, I think that might have been John.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Keyshawn John stopped pretty nicely by that Greenville defensive front.
Yeah, it's going to bring up about 3rd and 8 here, it looks like, for the Lions.
Greenville runs a 3-man defensive line. Right now, Savage, LeGarren Savage, is at nose guard. And we've got some different numbers on the end positions. Can you help me that, Bentley or Archer?
Yeah, it's
guys are?
number 90, Armstrong Teeters, as well as number 52, Cash Garcia.
Okay, Garcia's a starter. Haven't called his name tonight, but Teeters is in there, getting a little time.
And with this timeout here, I think we're going to take a break with them, and we'll be back after this message from GEUS.
Conserving energy is important to us here at GEUS. We even pay rebates when you buy energy-efficient appliances. Your conservation helps all GEUS customers. In the future, we will need to build new electric generators, and this can be expensive. And with our population growing, we will need that power. That's why we give rebates for Energy Star appliances. So think about replacing your bulbs with super efficient LED bulbs or adding insulation to your attic. Together, we can help all GEUS customers by doing our part. Check out our rebates online, and remember, GEUS is always ready to serve and assist you in any way we can.
Bob Mutey and Bentley Love back here at TA Cotton Forest Stadium for this one tonight. Second game of the season for the Lions. They trail 34-14 to the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, and it looks like the Wildcats are trying to put a stamp on this victory and break the 4-4 tie, which the series stands at right now.
Yeah, and the Lions have a tall task ahead of them here as it's 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats with just 21 yards to go to the end zone. Lions are definitely capable of making a big stop here, and hopefully that's what we'll see happen.
Senior Caden Mitchell, big guy for Sulphur Springs, takes the snap, hands off to John, and John is stopped short of the first down. He's only down to the 20, maybe the 19-yard line as the Lion defense stiffens.
It looked like he was able to pick up a yard or two there, and it's going to bring up about 4th and 7 here. And be interesting to see what they do. I'm not sure how their kicker fares from this distance, so we may see him go for it here on 4th and 7. Your defense is strong enough that if they turn it over here, it's not horrible field position at all to give the ball to the Lions on the 20-yard line. But it looks like we may not see a play here in this quarter, as that looks like they're going to let the clock wind and then come back for the 4th quarter.
Yeah, that's good coaching. You might as well give yourself time to come up with a play on 4th and about 7 yards to go. So we'll flip ends of the field in this one. The Lions defense stiffening just a little bit here, and that's good to see, even though they lack some players, some starters, who are not on the field due to injury. Archer has helped us identify the fact that Daniel Renner is not on the field, and we know that Jaden Gibson now with an ice pack on his knee, on crutches, may be a little bit more serious than we first thought.
Yeah, and we'll let them talk it over here a second, get hydrated. Bob, how do you feel about a break?
I think we should take it.
Sounds good. We'll be back after this message from GEUS.
Introducing the new, better, fast GEUS commercial internet, the ultimate accelerator for your success. With speeds up to 500 megabytes, your productivity will soar to new heights. Power up your operations with GEUS's reliable and hometown service. Join the future of businesses' connectivity with GEUS's commercial internet. Visit our website at www.geus.org or call 903-457-2800 to supercharge your connection.
Back here at TA Cotton Forest Stadium, Greenville, Texas, Bob Mutey and Bentley Love on the call. GEUS YouTube providing the coverage with Matthew Middleton, our technical producer. 4th down and 7 yards for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats at the Greenville 20-yard line. There's a reverse. Looks like we've got room. It's a halfback pass. It's complete for what appears to be a touchdown unless he was over the line of scrimmage. That was an interesting play call by Sulphur Springs, and they caught Greenville with their britches down that time.
Yeah, and that was number 8, Deuce Hall, on the halfback pass there. And Hall can definitely run the ball and is definitely capable of being a running back for the Wildcats, but he can also throw it as he is one of their backup quarterbacks, unfortunately. So he was able to make something interesting there happen.
Yeah, and that's a that might have been Watson on the reception. Good throw by Hall. I think he had a halfback pass for a touchdown last week. Here's a kick by Rodriguez. It's up and good. Sulphur Springs 41, Greenville 14 with 11:52 remaining in this one, Bentley. Kind of getting away from the Lions here.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to get something going on offense and get a few more points on the board and cut this lead down a little bit.
Phoenix Rodriguez needs to just kind of ease in, calm down just a little bit. get himself back to the form that we know he has or can have. He's been victimized. That first interception might have been something that really worked on him, because he missed a couple of open receivers after that pick, and I'm sure he's not happy with himself and may have lost a little confidence.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, but hopefully it's something that he can work with and come back out here a little bit more confident here in this game and see if he can get something going.
You know, he hasn't found Whitus tonight, I don't think. We talked about Chris Whitus, the sophomore, being his favorite receiver. I think Whitus might have had 3 catches last week. But so far, I'm not even sure he's been targeted.
Yeah, he may have 1, but if he does, that's all he's got, as Greenville's got 2 return men back on the 15-yard line.
Eric Rodriguez on the kick. It's a short kick. It's taken it to 20. Apparently a fair catch was called for, and the receiver decided he'd run with it.
Yeah, and that was number 5, Chris Whitus, there on the return, and he kind of looked around when it was blown dead like, I didn't call for a fair catch, but
somebody else did, maybe.
Somebody did, and ultimately it was a fair catch.
Right. And it looks like they penalized the Lions for that. So the ball's moved, or actually, I think that's about where he caught the ball. So it's a 20-yard line, and that's where the Lions will set up their offense. See if Rodriguez is still in the game. 2 running backs behind the quarterback. He hands off to the first running back. That's Abram, and Abram springs forward for a first down, Greenville.
And so that'll take him from the 20 to about the 30 or 31-yard line there. As it's a pickup of about 11 for Abram.
Well, Greenville's fine. We've got some guys on the depth chart that can play, Bentley.
Yeah, we definitely do. And some guys that aren't on the depth chart, at least at that position.
Okay. There's an option. Oh, no. Ball gets loose. I think Rodriguez covered his own mistake. That was a faulty pitch to Abram, and it was bounced off Abram's hands, and Rodriguez covered it, but looks like a loss of about 10 yards. So that's a setback on first down.
Yeah, so that'll bring up 2nd and 20 here for the Lions from the 21-yard line. 2 receivers out left for Rodriguez, running back in behind him, and an H-back lined up right behind the line of scrimmage.
Rolling to his left, looking downfield, finds his man, Hale, and Hale's up to the 30-yard line with the completion, but still 11 yards short of the first down.
And so he picks up about 9 there, get him back to the 30-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 11 here for the Lions, as I imagine we see a pass play.
I kind of like the idea of rolling Rodriguez out.
He, as crazy as it may sound, he seems almost a little bit more comfortable when he's out of the pocket.
Yeah, and he was rolling to his left, so he's kind of throwing across his body, and that was a good delivery that time. 3rd and 11, Greenville. 2 receivers right, man in motion going left. Rodriguez looking right, gets protection. Now he's under pressure and tries to find his outlet, and he overshoots Abram. Well, that falls incomplete. That'll be a turnover on downs. Lions will be punting from their own 30-yard line.
And I believe that was number 38, Blaine Allen, on the pressure there for the Wildcats, as he ultimately forced Rodriguez to make a throw. He probably wouldn't have liked to, but better than taking the sack and falling way back.
So 1 first down on that series on a running play by Abram, but then the fumble, the missed option pitch really hurt the series that time. In punt formation, GEUS gets a low kick, a little rugby style, a Stroyan rule type kick, rolling nicely. And Sulphur Springs lets it go. It's going to roll down inside the 15-yard line of Sulphur Springs. Really effective kick by GEUS.
Yeah, great kick there by GEUS. So to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats from, it looks like their 14-yard line.
Like some offensive changes maybe on the Sulphur Springs side. We know Deuce Hall is listed as a second-team quarterback, but we'll see if he's the guy at the controls here, or maybe they...
It looks like they're going to stick with number 5, Caden Mitchell.
Okay.
The lines are showing a 5-man rush here.
And opening off right tackle for Hall, and a nice tackle there at the 21-yard line by Dumas, but not before he picks up about 7 yards.
And he kind of bounced off of number 12, Ethan Brand, there for a second, but like you said, number 4, Dumas was there with a good tackle as he took his legs out.
Was that John on the carry that time? I think it might have been.
I think it was.
Keyshawn John with his only about his 4th carry tonight, leading rusher for the Wildcats last week with I believe somewhere around 160-some yards.
Yeah, and most of his carries tonight have been real effective carries, other than that one fumble. And it looks like there's a flag on. It's probably going to be number 18 for Sulphur Springs, as he was saying some stuff towards the ref and is now leaving the field.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Maureen Jeffrey. I don't know what's going on, but there's been a lot of taunting and trash talking down there tonight. Dave Claiborne talked about the chippiness with these two teams, and it's pretty obvious down there on the field tonight.
Well, and I think that definitely has something to do with it being the what'd you call it, the I-30 rivalry? Yeah. The I-30 rivalry, and neither of these two schools like each other.
And, you know, Sulphur Springs is putting pretty big hurt on Greenville tonight, and I guess they're kind of proud of it. There's a completion from Mitchell, but not much of a gain, maybe 3 yards. Picking up a third, and we call it 9 yards for Sulphur Springs. The ball now backed up to their own 14-yard line. Call it the 15-yard line. 3rd and 9. Wholesale substitutions for the Wildcats. 18 seconds remaining on the play clock. Little disorganization for the white-clad Wildcats. Mitchell standing in shotgun formation. Drops back, looks downfield, gets some pressure, lets it go. And there might be an interference call that time against the Greenville Lions. Defender kind of all over the back of the Wildcat receiver that time.
Yeah, and there's 2 flags in the play. Actually, it looks like one is being picked up. They probably were thrown on the same thing, and they're going to let us know what it was. It does appear to be a interference call against the Lions.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Greenville Lions team. Now they're walking back up to the original line of scrimmage. Let's see what's going on. First down, Sulphur Springs. Ball now spotted at their own 30-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 left for Caden Mitchell. Still in the game. I thought possibly they'd be making some substitutions as he rolls right, finds a wide-open receiver. That's Wyatt Watson. And he advances the ball for Sulphur Springs' first down to their 46-yard line.
So it'll bring up 1st and 10 here for the Wildcats from their 45.
.740 remaining as the Wildcat receivers are running loose pretty much in the Greenville secondary. Big targets for Caden Mitchell, who really we expected to be out of the game at this point. With this size lead and this amount of time left in the game, you don't want to get your first-team quarterback hurt. He hands off this time. I think that's John on the carry. Bounces outside, picks up maybe 3 yards.
I get him right about to the 48 or so to bring up 2nd and 7 here.
Stoppage on the field. Greenville's got an injury at Dumas.
It looks like it is.
Looks like he might have hurt his hand.
Yeah, he's holding his hand, kind of doubled over. Some trainers come to look at him. So hopefully it's nothing major for the guy.
And into the game replacing him, number 30, Cameron Clayton. There's a guy with 2 first names,
yes,
Cameron
sir.
and Clayton. Handoff this time to John, breaks a tackle, and slides off right tackle for a short pickup.
And that was number 30, Cameron Clayton, that hit him in the legs, along with Armstrong Peters, number 90, who was there to help take him down.
So Clayton gets right in on the action. It's a good way to get started.
It definitely is.
First play into the game, you make a tackle. Get your nose in there and hit somebody.
Yeah, like they say, no better way to get involved than get involved immediately.
6 minutes remaining in this one, folks. 41-14 Sulphur Springs. 3rd and 4. Ball right at midfield. Fakes a handoff. This is Deuce Hall. And Deuce is around right end for a Sulphur Springs first down. You know, Hall's a pretty lanky guy, too.
Yeah, he really is. He really is.
He's the heir apparent to the quarterback job as a sophomore. He's getting plenty of reps at several different positions. Wide receiver, running back, and quarterback. He's got a couple of touchdowns in himself on the, as David Claiborne described, the Wildcat formation. Okay, first down, Sulphur Springs. Greenville 36-yard line. Handoff to John. And Keyshawn John advances it inside the 30.
So it looks like it'll bring up a 2nd and 4 here, 2nd and 5 here for the Wildcats.
Greenville's defense a little fatigued out there. They've spent quite a bit of time chasing these Wildcat defenders and quarterbacks and running backs all evening tonight. In motion, there goes Mitchell to his left, throws back, has his man, short pickup. John trying to make something happen is backpedaling, and it's going to be short of the first down, so this is going to bring up an interesting situation.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be, it looks like he kind of backstepped all the way about to the line of scrimmage and was tackled, so it looks like it'll bring up about a 3rd and 5 here for the Wildcats.
And Tyler Trexel makes his first appearance in the Greenville defensive backfield, replacing middle linebacker Jaden Johnson, as Mario Valentine goes in for Savage. Give LeGarren a break.
And Trexel was injured last game, so good to see him out there this game. And there is a flag on the play, as it looks like it's going to go against the Wildcats and walk them back about 5 yards.
I think maybe this officiating crew is a little bit tired of all the discussion that's coming from the guys in white.
I think you may be right.
Pure speculation on my part.
We definitely don't have a microphone down there or anything to pick that up, but I could see, and I think you're probably right on that.
Yeah, a head referee right now talking to number 9, Wyatt Watson, who's, I don't think, necessarily one of the guys that's been doing that trash talking. But anyway, second, we'll call it 15 yards, and there's a stoppage again as Sulphur Springs decides to take a timeout.
And Bob, how do you feel about taking a timeout with them?
Well, if Matthew wants to do it, I think we should.
I think we will, so we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
go. 2nd and 15 for the Wildcats. Ball at the 39-yard line of Greenville. Man in motion. Quick little bubble screen is incomplete. Being a 3rd and 15. Just talking here, Matthew and Bentley. You know, 41-14, you still got your first string quarterback in there? Looks like the whole first team, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, pretty much. Me personally, I'd be wanting to see what old number 16 Mason Cooper can do.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something we don't know that's going on that sideline. Maybe Mason Cooper isn't here tonight or isn't suited up for whatever reason. But if I was the coach, I think that's what I would be doing personally.
I think we're pretty sure that these teams really don't like one another, and I think the coaching staffs are going to be developing a problem. Here's Mitchell evading a rusher. Now he's under pressure, throwing. He makes the completion, and down goes Skylar Lewis, but he forced out of bounds.
There's a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, there's multiple flags on it.
Yeah, we got a lot going on this one, folks, and not most of it's not very good. Sportsmanship's a bit lacking. We might have had a roughing call on the Lions when they roughed Mr. Mitchell, who got off a beautiful pass under pressure, but might have been treated a little bit too roughly.
Yeah, so we got about 3 flags on the play, 2 back about where Mitchell was taken down as he threw, and then 1 at the end zone where it sounded like, I think Archer said, it looked like number 6 threw the ball to the referee very aggressively.
Yeah, so Skylar Lewis, he's a guy that picked up, over 1,100 yards, scored 11 touchdowns last year, and he's a senior wide receiver. You would think he'd kind of know better.
If it was me, I would kick him out again.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here as originally it looked like the first flag at the very back may have been on Greenville, but then after the quarterback got up for Sulphur Springs, there was some obvious jawing and talking to the Greenville defender and maybe even the Greenville sideline a little bit as he was held back by one of his teammates.
Yeah, we've had a real caucus by the officials down there at the 35-yard line. One thing I've determined from this broadcast, it's sure nice having Archer up here to spot for us.
It really is.
Man, I'll tell you what, that makes a huge difference, and I think we got to get him on the staff here as a regular spotter. So, Archer, we thank you. All right, multiple penalties here.
Ooh, they're going to back him up. Look at that.
So, it looks like 2 personal foul penalties against Sulphur Springs and 1 against Greenville. One of them offsets, and then the other one's going to walk these boys all the way back to their own 46-yard line. As I think it is safe to say, Bob, the officials are tired of this.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring up 3rd and 30 here for the Wildcats.
And Caden Mitchell had a word with the head man there, who's got the flag in his hand rather than in his pocket. So almost looks like he wants to throw it again.
I think he may be issuing some warnings here to some players.
Yeah, he's standing at midfield, right on the big Greenville G, talking to the coaches on the far side of the field. And it's a shame to have the game get to this level because I think it's going to be, we've got another 4:11 to go, and a lot of ugly things can possibly happen.
Yeah. Number 6 is over there on the sideline, so he may be done tonight. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Could have been what the official said, Matthew. That's a good observation on your part. So we got 2 spotters, Matthew and Archer. An extra couple set of eyes up here in the booth kind of helps.
It really does.
Especially when you got an 81-year-old set of eyes. Yes. Okay, folks, here we go.
You're the wise old owl.
Here we go. The wise old owl is correct. I was a Ben Salem owl. Boy, the vision is clearly not what it used to be. Okay, Wildcats quickly up over the ball now. Only 5 on the play clock. Jaden Mitchell hands off. And up the middle for a good gain. That might be Keyshawn John.
And it was a great gain by the Wildcats of about 14 yards or so, probably more about 12 yards, which is great typically, but it was 3rd and 30, so that's going to bring them to about 4th and 20, it looks like they're going to call it.
All right. We got the second punt formation for Sulphur Springs. And standing at his own 10-yard line, Greenville returner. .328 and the clock moving. Good snap. High punt. Going to be fielded with a fair catch at the 10-yard line. Fielded cleanly there by Chris Whitus. Well, that's where Rodriguez will set up his offense. Deep in his own territory. I don't think he'll be afraid to throw the ball from there, though, with 3:17 left on the clock.
I think you're probably right, and he doesn't have much time to work with, but now we're just kind of playing to get some experience and see what we can get done here. And like Matthew said, a hurry-up offense here.
Now we got Caleb Hale to the left. I'm guessing Chris Whitus to the right.
Sulphur Spring bringing about 5 rushers, it looks like. He hands it off to his running back.
Breaks to the outside. That's Abram again with another nice gain. He's out of bounds at about the 28-yard line of Greenville. Another Lion first down.
And that was a big pickup of about 18 yards or so there.
Yeah, running behind big Julian Sixtos. Another one of those D1 prospects in Randy Jackson's estimation. Big Julian, the left tackle. Only a junior. Rodriguez looking downfield, going deep. Oh, that's a circus catch. Caleb Hale, what a catch. Wow, under duress. And that was old Grayson Hardy on defense. So, Mr. Hardy, stick that one in your ear, partner. Caleb Hale.
Big catch there by Hale in double coverage.
The old juggling catch.
Yeah.
Good delivery by Rodriguez. Anytime you get a completion as a quarterback, it's a good delivery.
1st and 10 here from the Sulphur Springs 48.
Rodriguez takes a snap, good protection, steps up, lets it go, in and out of the hands of Hale, and Hardy, look at Hardy. He laid Caleb Hale out, and he just danced over to the sideline. If that's not taunting, I don't know what is. That's the second hit he's had tonight where he's just absolutely depleted a receiver after an incompletion.
And I think if he'd done that little dance anywhere closer to him, it probably would have been called for taunting.
All right, brings up a 2nd and 10. Good delivery by Rodriguez that time. Hand off to Abram. Abram is loose. He's at the 40. And down inside the 30-yard line goes Tobias Abram.
Abram gets to about the 29-yard line. They're going to spot it down at the 30 to bring up 1st and 10 here for the Lions at the 30-yard line. Hand off to Abram again. He gets around the edge and is quickly tied up for a loss and pushed out of bounds.
Tried the same play that time, or the same hole anyway, and just nothing doing that time for the junior running back. If Renner does come back, next week, I don't think we'll have to use him at running back because Abram's shown me something here tonight.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
2nd and 10 for the Lions, man in motion, good protection for Rodriguez, and he overshoots his intended receiver. That's Greg Washington from his H-back spot. Good coverage that time by number 10 for Sulphur Springs, Creed Wisenman. Strong safety junior for Sulphur Springs, free safety. Yeah, it'd be nice to put another one on the board for the Lions here. They trail 41-14 here with 1:32 remaining in this one. I see the Lions have big placards down on the field with I guess, the play call.
Yeah, I think
numbers
right.
on them. Here's Rodriguez. Claps, looks over, play clock down to 5. Looks like maybe we'll get a timeout here. And the Lions are going to spend one. 1:31 remaining.
And we're going to take a timeout with them, and we'll be back after this word from GEUS.
All right, Bob Muty and Bentley Love winding this one down. Lions with a 3rd and 10 from the Sulphur Springs 30-yard line. Rodriguez rolling right, has an open receiver, and the ball is dropped. And the receiver, I think that was Hale. He wanted to run before he caught it. We saw that happen to a Wildcat receiver earlier. And, you know, that's one of those things. You just get so excited. You're wide open, and the ball's coming, and you decide you want to make a move before you get the ball, and all of a sudden you drop the ball. So, 4th and 10 now. Once again, a good delivery by the freshman quarterback, so let's give him credit. And that would have been a first down conversion. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looks downfield, has a down and out. He finds his man, Hale, this time, hangs on, and Hale makes it down inside the 10-yard line. Another juggling catch, I think.
Yeah, it was, and a great catch by Hale as he brought that in and got all the way to about the 6 or 7 yard line, it looked like there. Minute 18 left here on the clock. Clock is stopped as he went out of bounds.
Caleb Hale making things exciting for us up here in the booth tonight. Great conversion on 4th and 10. Now it's 1st and goal for the Lions. Man in motion is the running back. Rodriguez looks over and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver right at the goal line. That was a bullet.
Yeah, it really was, and I believe that pass was intended for number
Whitus.
5,
Yeah, it's
Chris
Whitus. Wow. that was a real bullet.
It really was. He put something on that one.
Yeah, a little mustard on that one for Mr. Rodriguez.
So 2nd and goal here from the 8-yard line for the Lions, as they're knocking on the door here and trying to get another touchdown up on the board.
I think Whitus would like another chance on something like that.
I think he would too.
All right, 2 receivers or 2 running backs behind Rodriguez. Looks like a busted play. Rodriguez is running around for his life. Coming to his left. He's got some room now. I think we got a block in the back as Rodriguez is forced out of bounds at about the 1 yard line, but that one's going to come back.
Yeah, and we do have an injured Lion lineman down at about the 9 yard line, and he looks to be in some pretty good pain. Bad pain? I don't know. Good pain in the sense of he's hurting bad.
Well, from an injury standpoint, this has been a really tough one for the Lions tonight.
It really has. I'm not sure who it is. I can't see the number, but I believe he's the 3rd or 4th person to go down this game with an injury.
Well, we lost Jaden Gibson. Hopefully, not for the season. Daniel Renner is nicked up. And, of course, we had Devin Stroud and Caden Bell already on the injured list for tonight's game. So, yeah, the ball is marked back at the 18-yard line, but everybody's still standing down around the injured player, which is inside the 10-yard line. It's one of the Greenville offensive linemen trying to identify those that are not the one injured. And it looks like, is that Nick Just? No, it's Julian
number
Sixtos.
56, Julian Sixtos.
Julian Sixtos.
He walks off the field mostly under his own power, so that's a good sign.
That's a really good sign because Sixtos has a lot of upside.
Yeah, he definitely does. He's kind of even jogging off the field a little bit as he kind of runs into his quarterback there, but no hard feelings, of course.
Well, I think Rodriguez just wanted to come over and say, good job, man.
I think he did too. Thank you for all the protection you've been giving me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hope you're feeling better soon.
Yeah, I think the big guy is going to be okay.
Yeah.
Going into the tent, Hunt Regional Healthcare tent. Trainers take a look at him in there. Back to the game, 1:03 remaining. 2nd and 18 after the penalty. Rodriguez with good protection finds Jaden Johnson in the flat, and Johnson is hogtied by Alex McCormick, leading tackler for the Sulphur Springs Wildcats, down at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that's
3rd and goal.
43 seconds left on the clock with the clock running.
Greenville does have one timeout should they try to use it. Once again, Johnson's in motion, throwing into the end zone and caught.
Looks like a line touchdown there. As that is Rodriguez to, I believe that's Chris Whitus there on their first, maybe second completion of the game between the two. And it's for a big line touchdown here.
Right at the end line. What a play.
A second later, and he would have been out of bounds. Could have been a toe. I don't know.
Yeah, we sure saw that last night in the Chiefs-Ravens game. So, big throw and catch. And the extra point.
Good thing for Whitus is, unlike Isaiah Likely last night, Whitus is wearing white cleats, so it might would have worked out in his favor. And that's a good thing for the Lions.
Getting back to the PAT, Joshua Rojas's PAT attempt was blocked. So this one's standing at 41-20 with 30 seconds remaining. You know, I'd want to wager, place a small wager that that's going to be the final score.
You know, I would hope so. I would really hope so.
We don't want to see a 70-yard kickoff return by Sulphur Springs. 41-20. The Wildcats have doubled up the Lions, but they're far short of the 68 they put on Poteet last week. We spoke to one of the Sulphur Springs radio broadcasters on the way up in the elevator, with Matthew and I, at halftime, and he said, you guys will beat Poteet by 3 touchdowns. So hopefully that'll be the case. And here's Joshua Rojas's kick. Let's see if he tries an onside. Now it's a little pooch kick. Taken and fair caught at the 24-yard line of Sulphur Springs. So no kickoff return. And let's see if Mitchell comes out again at the quarterback.
Let's see if it's the V formation.
Yeah.
Surely whoever they run out, we'll see him in the victory formation. But then again, I won't be surprised if he opts to throw the ball too.
Yeah, so many times in a professional game, the backup quarterback comes in and all he does is hand off or take a knee. And it's like, geez, why'd you even put me in, coach? But let's see who's at quarterback. It looks like the victory formation because it is Mitchell in there, and clearly, for the first time tonight, Sulphur Springs shows some sportsmanship. So credit to the Wildcats. They finally got the message.
So we see the clock wind down here, and technically they should run another play, but I don't know that they're going to make them. As there is 2 seconds left on the play clock and 7 left on the game clock.
And I think the referees have decided that you're right, Bentley. And maybe the play clock was wrong, or maybe the scoreboard clock was wrong. But the two teams are exchanging handshakes. Hopefully there won't be any fisticuffs. Final score here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium is the Sulphur Springs Wildcats 41, the Greenville Lions 20. Bentley, any final comments?
Well, you know, I think the Lions, one thing I'll definitely say about them is I never really saw any give up in those guys, and I don't know if that's because that's just how they are, which I'd like to think that, or if that was because this is a bit of a rivalry game tonight. Overall, I would say definitely plenty of things to work on, but they got a lot of good stuff to build on for next week as we will be taking on Joshua next week in Joshua.
Or someplace in between.
Or maybe someplace in between here in Joshua. We haven't quite figured out all the details on that yet, but it will not be here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. So we will be on the road next week for the first time of the season.
Yeah, and for the first time that I can ever remember, we've got 2 law enforcement personnel down on the field to make sure that there's no extracurricular activities as David Collins gathers his Lions together as the Sulphur Springs team lines up along the sideline about to sing the national or their alma mater to their fans, and that's exactly what the Lions are going to do. But I think from this broadcast booth tonight, I'm Bob Muty saying good night for Bentley Love, for Archer O'Neill, and for Matthew Middleton. Folks, thanks for joining us. God bless you, and we'll see you next Friday night from Joshua. Have a great weekend.
This video has been brought to you by GEUS. GEUS is your community-owned provider for electric, internet, cable TV, and true local programming.